Dear viewers, thank you for choosing Manhwa Compilation Channel. Enjoy watching. The fierce dragon, like a great disaster, has descended. One of the three worlds, the underworld, is in mortal danger. In the entire underworld, only one person could resist the ancient creature. One of the 12 princes of the underworld, Michael. To save the underground world, he cultivated more than 1 million lei and eventually pacified the great disaster. However, he died immediately after becoming the supreme ruler of the underworld and creating a military artifact. Former subordinates rebelled. Countless treasures and territories were divided. Therefore, this same Prince Michael is my ancestor who died, and now I must accept the inheritance? He suspected this was some kind of joke. Some unknown girl started a conversation with me while I was walking. Do you think I'm so naive? Asked Louis. Not some girl. I'm almost the same age as your ancestor. In short, you not only have to accept the legacy, you must take revenge on the traitors. And the most important thing is to inherit the will of Prince Michael to unite the underworld, become its supreme ruler. Then, Kate, can you help me by becoming my faithful assistant? Louis put his hand on the girl's head. Sure, she smiled. Great. Then, when we finish with the underworld and the heavens, we will begin to dispose of the three worlds. But you need to wait until I ask for several dozen people and horses. You neglect me and don't trust me at all. She was indignant. 11. Let you deceive me? In response, the guy felt a push in his stomach, causing him to immediately bend over and lose his balance a little. I will let you go with me to the underworld, and then I will return you home. She was adamant. You're so young, but you have so much strength. Oh, Louis hissed, standing on all fours. Suddenly, the guy saw everything change in front of him, and a huge funnel into the unknown appeared. Huh? Underworld? Girl, you shouldn't take everything to heart and commit suicide. But she didn't hear him anymore. Louis felt the ground tremble under his feet, and he began to be pulled into the funnel. I don't want to die! He flew after Kate. The fall was not long, but the guy still got a little seasick. All you could hear was his scream. Ah, 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 ah. They were approaching the underworld. It hurts. What kind of place is this? When he came to his senses a little, he realized that she was not joking. Who knew that all this was true? I am indeed a descendant of Prince Michael. Then this is his... Of course, this is already your domain, the largest in the underworld. It turns out I'm their new owner? True, but now you must figure out a way to regain the lost territories. It is more important to return lost lands. It's also important to take revenge on the traitors. So, did my ancestor leave me a mighty army, an unrivaled force, or a system? When my level increases, I will take over the entire underground world. There's nothing. As I already said, you are a general without an army. You will have to start everything from scratch. Huh? Great ancestor. Do you really wish death on your descendants? I will not become any kind of ruler. Ask anyone else. Although what you want is really not here. You have a military artifact, and me. Although you don't seem to have any fighting abilities, this war artifact sounds good. He thought for a while. Certainly. This is the most powerful artifact in the underworld. It was created by your ancestor Prince Michael to unite the entire underworld. Even though the prince died right at the last stage of creating the artifact, I also took part in this, so I finished it, so it's definitely powerful. Kate showed the ring, which was the artifact. The power of the artifact lies in the use of yin qi to strengthen the body. As long as the soul exists, the body can be replaced at any time. As long as there are souls under control, there will be an immortal army of spirits. The girl put the artifact on Louis's finger. The ring activated, revealing the identity of the bearer. A blood test confirmed that the bearer was a descendant of Prince Michael. The basic functions of the body and soul yin-yang have been activated. This power is truly incredible. But where can we get so many souls? If they don't exist, then what to do? I didn't even think about that. Without a soul, an artifact is useless. Then we will have to look for many souls. She began to sob. That's it. That's it. Don't cry. I think this can be solved in the end. Do you know what I did in my reality? I know. Louis, 23 years old, 365 descendant of Prince Michael, ran his business unsuccessfully for 3 years. Famous as a loser, created a gaming website. Lonely. Hey! Don't flaunt my old failures! Louis shouted indignantly. You know that I am a game creator, so my solution is the following. If you can expand the functions of the artifact and combine it with the game that I created, while the players are playing the game, we will be able to summon their souls, and as long as the game is popular, we will have countless troops. Do you understand me? Certainly. And in case of death, the player will be reborn thanks to the game mechanics. I didn't expect you to understand all this. Well, of course, I'm a WoW player, Kate exclaimed joyfully. This game is long dead, Louis retorted. However, creating a game based on the underworld is a big project. For example, building manuals, shop, dungeons, professions and classes, and so on. He thought out loud. Leave it to me. Using an artifact, you can from Yinskaya Chi and create various things, including construction of locations. Spiritual power is the main indicator of strength in the underworld. The more power, the more powerful the creature. Players can use it to level up, upgrade, and purchase. Isn't this ideal mechanics? The main thing is that we can extract spiritual power to increase the power and restore the palace, and also take a 20% commission for completing missions. We have arrived. Your ancestor built this place and I helped him, so I'll make some changes. Although everything is dilapidated, you can still feel the grandeur of the past. Let's just get everything in order. Finally finished. Now you just need to link the artifact to your game. Now let's go back. In Luis's apartment, they were able to connect the game. It's decided. So simple. Of course. Using the eye-soul extraction formation button, I connected to the game server. While the player downloads and launches the game, his soul is sent to the underworld through a VR helmet. Cool. What should we call this game? Louis was beside himself with joy. Let's call it Online War after the artifact, Kate answered. Great. War on the Internet. Description. The game was developed over 10 years. It is simply perfect. Warning. There is no replenishment of balance in the game. Entry is free. Now we'll just wait until the spiritual power is collected. In 2 hours, download 0, comments 0, likes 0. Why is that? It's been so long and no one has downloaded? Kate was angry. My small site really has few visitors, don't rush, Louis answered. This is bad, we don't have much time. The girl began to get nervous. East of Bay Palace, Qi is located in the Liuli region. The ghost general of Shan, Waiqiong, is located there. He has more than 500,000 soldiers under his command, and his army is growing. No one knows when it will come, but if the main city disappears, we will collapse. Your soul will be torn into pieces, and you will not be able to be reborn. What? Why didn't you say something so important earlier? Louis was scared. Where can I find 500,000 players now? Suddenly they saw that someone had entered the server. First player. Jake has joined the server. What? Has someone really come? They thought in surprise. War on the Internet? Which game dares to claim 100% immersion? The player was a little surprised. Even the most popular game, Atlantis, is only 55% realistic. This game is just a boast, a scam. Jake decided to check this game out. He was sure that this was all just to attract players. Look at the former players who can spot the fake right away, heh. Jake was already in the game. Will players really believe that the game is 100% accurate? Louis asked the girl doubtfully, watching the player. Do you doubt me? I only spoke the truth. Kate answered angrily and punched Louis in the stomach. Where do you get such strength? Hurt? The guy asked, bent over in pain. Pain? It turns out that the pain in the game is transmitted 100%. Calm down. I thought about this in advance, so the players will feel less pain. Look, he has already started. Bloody rain! But it drips right on your face. The player was a little shocked by the realism. I can feel the rain dripping on my body. Is that really true? I'm afraid this is not a game. Am I really dead? I died from electrocution from touching the helmet and ended up here? Jake began to panic, not believing what was happening. A warrior in armor with a sword in his hands appeared in front of the player. You, as a descendant of Prince Michael, should go on a journey to regain what was lost. Young master, choose your class. The guy had 3 classes to choose from: warrior, assassin, mage. Ha! Everything is fine. It's just a game. But building the opening scene can't only be 800 melis. Anyway, I was the first to discover this treasure. I'm sure it will definitely be popular. But why don't I see the healer class? At this time, the duo of swindlers rejoiced. "Oh, we did our best," Louis said, smiling. "That's right. Why do you need potions from the store if there is a healer? How will we make money without them?" Kate said. Jake still couldn't decide on the choice of player class. The warrior is an attacking type, the magician is a ranged fighter, and the assassin is secretive. Let me take the assassin. Born in darkness, living in darkness, walking on the edge of a knife. This is a secretive killer. How great. I feel a surge of strength, Jake exclaimed joyfully, feeling the strength in his body. By wearing this rookie killer outfit, you can feel the improvement in your body dexterity. Jake was even more happy when the killer suit appeared on him. I can't wait to start the newbie mission. And so the beginner's mission began. Kill 10 wandering souls, reward 5 soul coins. Kate, isn't this newbie costume too weak? Will the player be able to equip it and clear out enemies without any problems? Asked Louis. We expect the player to hunt monsters and accumulate spiritual power by upgrading equipment for money. Stray souls, these must be weak monsters, I'll do it in minutes. Jake was happy. Time to show off the special technique. The player took an attacking position. Now I'll show you a demonstration. Damn. These sounds and atmosphere give me goosebumps. Even the details in this game are so realistic. The player walked along the foggy rocks, the wind howling around him. Don't be afraid. It's just a game. The guy calmed himself down. Come on, Jack. You're a player. Concentrate. Suddenly, Jake heard someone's voice from behind. So you have a soul. You smell delicious. Ha ha ha. The voice came from somewhere above. It was a dragon. Its mouth was frightening, and it itself inspired wild fear. Is this a wandering soul? Why are monsters so scary for beginners? Jake's fear became stronger when the dragon attacked him. The guy was not taken aback, and hit the dragon. Ah! The dragon soared in pain. Is this a wandering soul? No matter how realistic it may seem, this is just a mob for beginners, the guy reassured himself. The dragon attacked the player again. Bastard, dare you underestimate me? I'll definitely bite you, the monster growled. Is this soul angry? Even the emotions are so intense and real? This is incredible, but it's useless to be angry. I'm talking about a player, and you're too weak for me, Jake shouted, preparing for an attack and waving his dagger. You are unlucky to meet me, little soul. Jake struck, causing the monster to get angrier. Damn it! People are so powerful it seems we need to use a fatal blow. Come on, let me see how strong your so-called killing blow is. The guy teased the dragon. The dragon struck the guy with a ghostly blow, causing the guy to lose his balance and his strength weakened. Damn, I was careless. After the second ghostly strike, the guy flew up. 2-stage monster strike for beginners, and I don't even have one skill. Jake was indignant while he was flying. The fall was softened by water, so there were almost no injuries. Wow. All that Jake could say until he went under the water. Once on the shore, Jake lay without his suit. Equipment not only has a durability setting, but also a damage rating. It's too real. The dragon has returned. However, he only has 2% HP. I have no reason to be afraid of him. Just one hit. Jake was ready for battle. I am a player who has survived countless battles. I will not die in the starting location. The guy started running towards the monster with a sword. I will show you a worthy last blow. Jake caught on a stone and fell. Victory escaped him, and instead of a worthy blow, he ended up dying with dignity. Jake's HP is... He remained lying on the ground with a sword in his hand. Player. Jake died until revival, 3 hours. Ooh! Kate howled. It can't be, he calls himself a player, but he can't even kill the initial monster. Equipment durability needs to be adjusted, and environmental damage needs to be reset, by the way. Why 3 hours? Louis began to think. Because the player needs a break. Severe harm can be done if his soul immediately returns from the underworld to his body. I died because of a stone. Jake's soul returned to his body. This is so real that it's outrageous. Fortunately, no one saw it. Otherwise, I would have lost face as a pro player. And most of all, these 3 hours of revival are annoying. Why is the game free? But she's just a treasure. I can't let anyone else succeed in her before me. Guys, I found a super cool game. I'm planning to quit Atlantis, Jake wrote in the player's chat. He sent a snare to the game. This is an online war. Try it. You have no idea how fun it is. He seems to have gone crazy. I think we need to recruit a new killer. He's so fickle, so let him go wherever he wants. The guys were a little doubtful, but still downloaded the game. Player. One Soul Strike has joined the game. Player. Against the Wind has joined the game. Player. The Invincible Berserker has joined the game. Is this really an 800-meter game? Everything is so real. Jake didn't lie. This game is good. Is this game company ready to take over the gaming world? Watch out, there's a monster there. Oh, fresh, delicious souls. I will devour you all. The dragon was approaching the players. What a terrifying monster. Why is this game so real? Faster, let's run. We're talking about players. Let's kill this monster. Brothers, everyone follow me, let's kill this son of a bitch. They began to choose their class. The battle begins. All players rush to attack the dragon. Lewis, look. It seems that the players are happy. We succeeded. Kate was happy. They quickly adapted. The team game reached a silent understanding. Is this really a professional team? At this time, Jake could not contact his friends. They did not answer. Jake realized that they were in the game and they liked it. One of the team of players defeated several wandering souls. He felt the power, and it increased. The player who destroyed 30 wandering souls decided to receive a reward for the mission and increase the power of the squad. The newcomer's task was completed, and he received a reward. +5 soul coins. Damn. This feeling when you level up is absolutely not the same as in other games. It's like I feel a change in data. The level allows you to feel the enhancement of body characteristics. This is very cool. So we can feel superhuman strength? If our level continues to rise, this feeling will continue to get stronger. The players were delighted. Let me buy something in the store. The player entered the first level store. He was given a choice. An eagle club, a restoration potion, a magic wand. I now have 14 coins. Just enough to buy weapons. You bought a weapon, an ogre club. Spent 8 coins. Thank you for your purchase. Ha! Having a new weapon, I feel stronger. Brothers, I will help you cleanse the souls in the newcomer village. The winning player could not contain his emotions. After killing monsters by the player, the monster's soul power is divided into 3 parts. 60% for experience, 10% for coins, and another 30% for drops. Kate explained. That means from 30 monsters, I will earn 27 coins. In addition, a percentage will be charged from each purchase in the store, because all products are sold with a price increased by 30%. The girl continued. The more they buy, the more I get. It's a win-win. Lewis was happy. This game is our future. You're a genius, my little Kate. The guy started tossing her up, and they laughed merrily. We remind you that the player who entered the Ghost Mountain location triggered a new side quest. Kill the elite evil spirit mob. All players will receive additional coins, and the drop can be exchanged in the store. Great, mini-boss. We had no reason to worry about the lack of experience. But where to look for this mob? This ghostly mountain looks very... Everyone turned around and fell silent. Someone was here. A monster was approaching them. People dared to invade my territory. You are not looking for death, the monster growled. A player with a club rushed at the evil spirit, who was also an elite mob. My level is the highest. I will go first. Cover me, he shouted to the team of players. Pay attention to his attacks and dodges. Don't skimp on restoration potions. There are many of us. Attack, even if your damage is low. The batsman began issuing commands. The assault has begun. Kate, isn't it too early to fight an elite monster? Lewis asked excitedly while watching the fight. No. This group of players is stronger than we expected. Low-level souls can't stop them, so we have to give them an incentive. And this monster will drop a useful drop. Oh, so what? I'll keep this a secret. You'll find out soon anyway. Kate grinned slyly. The evil spirit was angry and screaming. You insects seem to have come to die. The players attacked him from different sides. The last blow with the club reduced the monster's strength to 2%. Hooray! The guy shouted and flew away from the spirit's blow. Damn, we're out of potions. We're so close to finishing him off. Was it all in vain? The guy with the baton was a little upset. The monster was laughing contentedly at this time, looking at the players and how they lose power. You bastards came here without me to farm monsters, so it's your fault that you can't cope without me. Jake returned to the game because 3 hours had already passed and he was able to revive. The main character came at the most critical moment to save you, Jake shouted and hit the monster in the back. Save us? It's obvious that you just want to pick up the loot. The evil spirit was defeated. All the players felt their strength change. The level has been increased. At that moment, something fell from the monster. Everyone began to carefully consider what it would be. For defeating the monster, they received a ghostly sphere, which can be sold in the store for 28 coins. Does this bead cost that much? We sell it quickly. Side quest, Monster Hunter. Reward 30 coins. On the ghostly mountain, kill 30 wandering souls, 20 soul eaters, 20 skeleton warriors, 10 ghostly wolves, 2 elite warriors. Also, all healing materials can be exchanged in the store and you can get coins. New mission. We continue to collect even more coins. I gave them so many quests to keep them busy, but Kate, did you talk about this bead? What is it for? Eat and find out, the girl answered Louis. Louis started eating the sphere. That's all? Eat it like that, but the taste is kind of strange, a little disgusting, the guy said while chewing. What is this feeling? My body is burning, but I am warm and comfortable. Are these really for strengthening and improving my body? Even though you are a descendant of a prince, your physique is normal. We must use the artifact to improve your body, the girl explained. Cool. Then what are we waiting for? We must try and attract more players. We need to avenge my ancestor as soon as possible and unite the underworld. You've been playing for 12 hours. Get ready to quit the game. The players saw the warning board. Each of them began to shout indignantly because the game was in full swing. Your mother. Time limit? The game cares too much about us. Kate, we have created so many tasks for beginners. Why did you program a forced exit? Asked Louis. So that everything is okay with them. Although their souls enter the underworld, their bodies are still in reality. If they stay here any longer, their bodies won't be able to handle it, she answered. Sheer torment. In this world there is nothing more painful than waiting, Jake said, sitting in a chair, exhausted and without energy, waiting for 12 hours to end. Suddenly he saw that he had received a message from the boss from Atlantis. I wonder what's there. The boss was furious and demanded that the players return to the game, because there was very little left before the competition. What are you doing there that you don't go to Atlantis? Did you want to participate in the competition? He was angry. Jake didn't think twice. He decided to admit that he was leaving Atlantis. We didn't sign the contract. I'm leaving. We are all human and demand to be treated as such. All the other players who played War Online followed him, but the boss couldn't calm down. Okay, I know you're joking. Everything is online immediately. And what is this game that could be better than Atlantis? He even agreed to raise their salaries, but the players left the conversation one after another. After leaving Atlantis, we create a team in Net War. Does anyone have any regrets? Yes. What regrets, Captain? The potential of this game is enormous. Are we the first players, or are you afraid that we won't earn money later? That's right. I wanted to donate, but I couldn't find a way to do it. It's sad. Their whole group was sitting in a cafe. There are not enough soul coins in this game. First we save them, and then we spend our earned money. You said everything correctly. Only one thing haunts me. Sem began to speculate. I looked through a bunch of sites and couldn't find an advertisement for this game anywhere. What is this company thinking? Or they really have a lot of money. At this time, Kate and Louis were sitting in his apartment and eating cheap instant noodles. Louis, you are really poor, she whined. Kate, wait until we have more players, then we'll go eat seafood. I'll definitely fatten you up so much that you'll turn into a pear, the guy reassured the girl. By the way, Kate, as a rule, gaming companies make money from donations. How about introducing this system? You can't, Louis, because the coins from the game are quite rare and players need to try very hard to earn them. We have to find a way to get more players to play the game. But as you said, I am very poor. Not to mention on a platform with a lot of traffic. Promotion there costs a lot of money. Then what should we do? I don't want to eat just instant noodles. The girl began to cry. Kate, you're crying like a baby again. Calm down, I have an idea. The expression on his face was concentrated. What's the idea? She asked in surprise and with hope in her voice. Yesterday I looked through many sites and found one event. I want to join it. To find the Game of the Year, Platform 173 launched a vote to promote games. All games on this platform will be rated on a 10-point system. Games that score more than 8 points will be advertised on the main page for 1 day. The prize for first place in the voting is 10 days of advertising. Second place is 5 days of advertising. Third place is 2 days. Kate, do you know what's most important? This event is completely free. Notification of successful application submission. The application for the Best New Game event has been successfully submitted and is under consideration. Please wait. The response will come within 3 to 5 days. In the main office of Platform 173, there was a game critic who rated new games based on points. Another garbage game. A waste of time. 2 points is all you deserve. He assessed the game skeptically. The next garbage game, what's it called? Another game came to him for consideration. War on the Internet? An 800 millibaud game? The game clearly did not arouse his admiration. Description. The game was developed over 10 years. It is simply perfect. Other games are not even close. Warning. There is no replenishment of balance in the game. Entry is free. This is not even garbage, but a completely low-quality fraud. Okay, I'll just go in and record the review and give it 1 point. The critic entered the game wearing a helmet. This game. How is it possible? The critic was clearly amazed at the realism of this game. The critic didn't even understand how he spent 12 hours in the game. She tightened it. He finally took off his helmet. The critic, Luke, finally took off his helmet. He spent 12 hours in the game. It tired him a little. I will definitely give this game 10 points. The only negative is the 12-hour limit. This is not enough for me. I still want to play. Luke called Platform 173 President John. I'm reporting, boss. I found a treasure. This is a new game and it will definitely help us grow and make us the #1 platform in the country. I sent the link to your email. 800 megabyte treasure? Now on the market. Games similar to reality weigh at least 50 gigabyte. You are wasting my time. Boss, don't be angry. Try playing it first. If you don't like it, I'll submit my resignation. John decided to try this game anyway. I have played countless games, and now I am not easily surprised. Which game can satisfy me? How is this possible? I have never seen such a realistic game in my life. This game will definitely become popular. At noon on the second day, Louis and Kate decided to have a snack. They were sitting in a small street cafe. Kate ate with her mouth full. Thank you. Finally, I can eat something other than noodles. This fried rice is delicious. At that moment, someone called Louis. Hello, who is this? Louis asked into the phone. Hello. Let me ask, are you the owner of the game Online War? I am the person in charge of Platform. I would like to discuss something with you when you have time. I played all night, and if it weren't for the 12-hour forced exit mechanism, I probably wouldn't have known that it was almost noon, so I had to urgently call the creator of the game. Okay, no problem. I'm free now. I can come over, Louis answered. The other side agreed so easily. I definitely have the opportunity. The company will develop rapidly, John thought. No, tell me where you are. I'll fly there myself. Will he fly in to meet in person? Looks like he enjoys online warfare. Louis was happy. They were still in the cafe. What a coincidence. We are in the same city. I'll be there in 20 minutes. John answered. After 20 minutes, John's car was already there. Hello, I'm John, in charge of Platform 173. I was looking for you. The platform president greeted. The owner of a fried rice stall thought that this big boss who drives a supercar was going to buy his stall. This even brought tears to his eyes. But John invited Louis to talk, which made the stall owner sad. Kate was still finishing her food. Oh, take your time. Wait until I eat. Then let's go. Louis told John that this was his younger sister. Dear girl, let's change the place. I know where you can eat better, John suggested. Is it true? Asked Kate. They all decided to leave this place together. Kate was still looking at the uneaten fried rice. They arrived at the most expensive restaurant. They say that even those with a lot of money find it difficult to book a place here. This place really looked gorgeous. Their table was set richly, all the best dishes were there, and the waiter offered them the most expensive wine that was in the collection. The girl was delighted, but Louis was a little confused because of how rich this John was. I want to ask, did you create this game yourself? John asked Louis. Louis at that moment became a little nervous. He couldn't admit that he used the artifact and instantly created a game. Can't answer? Nothing. I shouldn't have asked about internal secrets, sorry. I want to be honest with you, so I'll say it straight. I want to buy your game. You can set the price yourself. I'll pay. I knew that from the very beginning he was only interested in the purchase, Louis thought, sipping expensive wine. You can't. The development of this game took a lot of effort from our team, and I have no plans to sell it, the guy answered. 10 billion. How about that? John smiled slyly, assuming that no one could refuse such a price. 10 billion. 10 billion. 10 billion! Louis's heart skipped several beats with delight. At this time, the guy was already imagining how he was swimming in money. I'm poor, not stupid. When the game becomes popular, it will cost a lot more, thought Louis. Sorry, we developed this game for fun, not for money. John offered 15 billion for this game. Lewis understood that this game was created with the help of an artifact that was located in Lewis, and no one except him could control the game. Honestly, our team is not going to sell this game, the guy answered, holding back tears. Love and dreams are priceless, he added. Oh, uncle? We don't sell the game, Kate intervened in the conversation. John thought that he could easily persuade Louis with money. But the guy was mature and far-sighted, which made him resemble him in his youth. In this case, I will pay you 100 million a year if you publish the game only on our platform, John suggested. I promised Kate that I would take revenge and unite the whole world. So the number of players matters, thought Louis. If I agree to John's proposal, it will undoubtedly limit the number of players. Sorry, I still can't agree, Lewis answered. But I am ready to cooperate with your platform for 2 months, provided that you place the game on the main page, completely out of my rhythm, and takes the initiative in negotiations. This young man is really difficult to deal with, John thought. Lewis, you definitely know how to run a business. I'm sure your game will be a hit. At the event, regardless of your results, you will receive a graphics demo. This position is our most expensive method of promotion, John continued. It's a really good way to get attention. Then I want to thank you, boss, and wish you a happy cooperation. John and Lewis drank. Kate and Lewis returned home. Let's strike while the iron is hot. Let's work on the game, the guy suggested. Previously, under the command of Prince Michael, there were 3 ghost kings and 10 ghost generals. After his death, the entire underworld was divided into 13 regions. Kate showed on the map. Our territory is in the east, and the nearest one belongs to the ghostly general. Kate said that he could invade at any moment. As soon as the main city goes, it will be over, and I will never be reborn. We decided to strike first. The initial mission is to take back our territory. Yes, Lewis, we will definitely win, Kate shouted encouragingly. Level for the initial mission must be at least 15. Otherwise, players will not be able to cope even with the ghost soldiers. How to give NPCs intelligence so that they act autonomously is a little more complicated, Lewis thought. It's not difficult. Leave it to me, Kate exclaimed. We can look for those creatures that have just been born in the underworld and have not yet shown spiritual intelligence. We can use the artifact to reorganize their souls and give them a new memory and mission. But where to look for such souls? Ask Lewis. Creatures will be randomly reborn in the underworld after death. We can give players tasks to find newborn souls and make NPCs out of them, Kate continued. Permanent task, Soul Collector. Find the initial souls born in random places and sell them in the store. The price of each starting soul is 100 coins. Done. Then computer graphics. Making sure that the charm of the game is reflected in the computer graphics and attracts the player's attention is the most important and difficult thing. Lewis was ready to use the artifact. Lewis, you forgot one most important thing. If you want to make a quality trailer that will shock players, shouldn't you spend a lot of money? You are so poor. What should you do? Stop repeating this already. Calm down, I've already figured out what to do. We don't need to hire a professional team and spend money on creating computer graphics. This world, from rivers and mountain peaks to flowers, is real. I just need... Use an artifact, collect Yin-Ki and restore its former greatness. The guy's thoughts delighted him. Then we just use this place of computer graphics and in the end, Louis decided to do a complete update. It's the main character's turn. He made it out of himself. Lewis is now the main character in the game. He made himself a Prince Michael costume. This appearance and behavior are exactly the same as that of Prince Michael. Louis, how did you learn to control the artifact so quickly? Don't waste your time, Kate. This form won't last long. Hurry up and start. Kate, the army is approaching. The actors are in place. Begin. A flash appeared in the sky. Since the artifact is connected to the game, you only need to use the screen recording of the VR helmet and remove it all. Louis is so smart. Michael, do you think you are capable of protecting your people? The dragon looked at Lewis in the guise of Michael. If you want to fight, then fight! Lewis shouted to the dragon. My soldiers, what do you think? Louis's soldiers were skeletons in the armor of warriors. They all shouted as one that they needed to fight. Warriors, follow me and we will win! The battle began between the dark creatures and Louis's army. After the battle, fallen soldiers and dragons lay on the battlefield. An ordinary little thing, how boring. Louis stood on the killed monsters. He looked invincible. Prince Michael, I underestimated you too much. You deserve to be a prince. the dragon began to speak. But you have already spent all your strength. Still far from finished. Accept death, Prince. The dragon released death fire from its mouth at Louis. Idiot, how dare you ignore my dragon flames and just stand there? Why should I be afraid of such a weak dragon? Louis mocked. Will you sacrifice yourself? Knew you couldn't handle me, so you wanted to sacrifice your life from the start and then take me with you? Louis defeated the dragon by sacrificing himself. They both disappeared into the abyss. Louis sacrificed himself and killed the dragon. We have finally won. But the prince is not with us now. Then who should we serve now? The soldiers were a little nervous. A sound was heard from the sky. It was the cry of a baby. The little boy lay crying with a symbol on his forehead. The prince is dead! Long live the new prince! One of the skeletons in armor raised the boy, showing everyone the new future prince. The trailer has been filmed. Great! Louis smiled cheerfully. A very important meeting was beginning in the Platform 173 office. I hope everyone can give their opinion later. Now we are officially starting. Luke, what are you doing here? Your position does not allow you to be here. Someone began to be indignant when he entered the office. I called him, said the platform president John. Because he is the one who discovered the war on the internet, John continued. War on the network? Mr. John, what are you talking about? Almost none of them had heard of this game. This game is participating in our competition. New product that caught Mr. John's attention? Why haven't I heard of her? The employee was wondering what kind of game this was. Luke, please show everyone the trailer. John decided to get straight to the point so that everyone could see and understand what it was. I have already uploaded the video. Please wear a VR helmet to evaluate the graphics, Luke suggested. Graphics? This is the first time we are discussing something like this at such meetings. One of the workers was indignant. Is this wonderful game made using computer graphics? This is truly shocking. Are there really games whose screen display accuracy exceeds that of computer graphics? None of those present could believe that this could happen. They were all delighted with the trailer. Louis received a call from John. I watched your trailer, honestly. I can't believe it. You guys did it so quickly. Didn't you prepare in advance? I guess so. Louis was a little confused. Well, it's shocking. Everyone in our company really liked it. But there is still one thing missing from perfection, John admitted. What is missing? The guy asked. Background music, responded the platform president. The only thing missing is atmospheric music. If you want to achieve perfection, then you should add a good soundtrack. Louis thought that was a good point. That's right, Louis, we completely forgot about it. How can we add quality music if you are a beggar? Kate was alarmed. Will you stop repeating this? This is a big problem, because in addition to the background music for the game, there is also theme music, Louis reasoned. What if there is a way to create music without spending money? It's not a problem. You need to find a songwriter and a singer, John suggested, while I was still talking to Louis on the phone. But I still think it's better to let players evaluate the game. Louis answered, but he thought about it. He has nothing to pay. Music and everything like that will wait until he has enough funds. It turns out that Louis did not create the music for the game because of such peculiar thoughts. Indeed, from the point of view of 100% reality of the game, Louis's words make sense. I didn't think about it. John began to doubt a little whether music was needed in the game. By the way, Louis, there is one good news. The evaluation results have already been published. The evaluators awarded your online war 10 points. You are in first place, John said. Starting tomorrow, the ranking of these 15 games will be determined by the players. Kate and Louis rejoiced at the victory. Online war will be officially launched tomorrow on our platform 173. I am sure that the game will have many fans, John answered. Since the game will be officially presented on platform 173, we must create the first NPC, said Louis Keith. They headed to the game. There was still a lot of work ahead. Louis, regarding this NPC, Kate came up with something. I recommend an NPC guide for beginners. I thought so too. But other than that, I hope that this NPC will have his own hobbies and thoughts to enrich our game, he continued. Souls that players sold in the store can be used to create NPCs with a soul and consciousness. He has already begun to create. The initial soul is still pure. Use spiritual power to transform it into a human form, the girl suggested. In addition to guiding the players, the ideal NPC may even have fans among the players. The artifact began to act. Louis, do you want to create a beauty? Kate asked. Have you created a male NPC? Although, if you look closely, he is handsome, because a handsome guy will attract female players, and they will attract male players. The guy answered, admiring the resulting hero. The character used his power. The whirlpool of fire was very powerful. This NPC was just created, and he is already so strong. Of course, he is endowed with a full-fledged soul because of your key. Kate and Louis were delighted. I suddenly remembered that I forgot to tell one important thing. Since this is a real person with full consciousness, he can attack us. Kate got nervous. Calm down. I thought about it in advance. Louis reassured her. But when the character approached them, he fell to his knees. Glad to meet the descendant of Prince Michael. My name is Steve, he said, bowing. Steve? Kate asked. That's right. He's Michael's adopted son, Louis answered. Steve, I will inherit the will of the prince. So, you must help me with all your might. Louis addressed the character. Yes, I will definitely do everything possible to help you carry out the prince's last will, the NPC answered, and a tear rolled from his eyes. I used the artifact to implant a new personality and quality of responsibility deep into Steve's soul. He will be able to help players with some knowledge and give out new tasks. Once players reach level 20, they can pay 50 coins and create a guild. At the moment, preparations for the launch of the game are completed. All that remains is to wait for the players. Louis finished. In the office of the Tenglong Game Studio. Boss, look quickly. The voting results are out. Our Evolution of the Undead scored 2 points. What's surprising here? We spent almost 7 years, a lot of effort and resources on creating this game, answered the owner of the Tenlong Studio, Henry. I feel that the score is a little low. How much did Molin's game Rise of the Protoss score? 1 point? They lost to us well. It seems we are in first place, said one of the assistants, but was interrupted by the second. Scored 10 points. Boss, we are in second place. Neither Molin nor we are the first? What kind of game is this? Henry was furious. The online war is 100% realistic, and the size of the installation package? 800 MB. How so? Realism is 100%, and the size of the installation package is 800 MB? Is it possible? This is definitely a scam. A few more minutes and the online war will be launched on the platform. John couldn't wait for it all to start. Louis, how many surprises will your game bring? Cannot wait. John's phone rang. It was Henry. John, I took part in your game evaluation event, and you are engaged in some kind of scam. He was indignant. Henry, do you mean that when you get second place, you feel offended and don't agree with it? John asked. Of course I don't agree. I was afraid that could defeat us. But this game is 800 MB, and the description says 100% realistic. Are you afraid of disgracing your platform? War on the network has already been launched on the platform. Just try to play, John calmly answered. If you think that the game does not deserve 10 points, then I will simply remove it. And then your game will come first. That's it. I have more important things to do. I'm hanging up, said John. Does he think that in this way he can speak without his teeth? Henry said nervously and sat down at the computer. Try this. Let's see how interesting this war on the network is. He started reading reviews. Game Evaluator. Compared this experience to taking a drug. I couldn't tear myself away from the game. In the end, I give it 10 points. Game Reviewer. I must say that if you only read the description, you may be missing out on this landmark game. Its charm is irresistible even to me. All reviews were 10 points. It seems this game paid quite a lot for such reviews. Henry picked up a VR helmet. Can an 800 MB game create a 100% sense of reality? Now I recognize your true face. When Henry put on the helmet, the inscription appeared before his eyes. Welcome to the online war. He saw many people in front of him. They were all fussing. Some were choosing a class, others were in a hurry to look for the boss. With current development and technology, the game cannot be 100% real, but this game pulled it off, thought Henry. Not to mention the gameplay, this is realism. 10 points is not an exaggeration. Who created this game? Henry heard his name from above. Someone flew over his head. You, Henry said in surprise when he saw who was in front of him. Why are you still standing? Let's quickly go hunt monsters. If we don't hurry up, they will disappear, John said, taking out his sword. John? Henry saw a monster approaching John. Didn't you say that you have an important matter? Is this what you meant? Henry shouted. Brother Henry, let's hurry. Strike the final blow. The monster's power was running out. Don't worry, John. I'll sort it out. Henry felt someone attack him, and the blow threw him a little to the side. Damn. What is it? Madam, everything is ready. Successful capture. Some player defeated the dragon. The blow sent Henry hitting a rock. Be careful, John. Trust me, Henry shouted through the dust. Take better care of yourself than of your comrades. Someone presented him with a dagger to his throat. An inscription appeared before Henry's eyes. Tracy's player killed you. Later, an inscription appeared in front of him. Another player, you have been killed. The process of resurrection and cooldown begins. Well, how so? I was killed. Henry was indignant. Also this cooldown. Where else is a similar function used? On the other hand, the game amazes even a developer like me with a lot of experience. This story makes the game more popular. New actor assistant. Is development still ongoing? Explain what 3-hour resurrection time means? Golden Strongman. I was killed by another player. These robbers have become completely insolent. Network war players chatted. Lewis, according to statistics, some people, even after dying in the game, still expect resurrection. Kate pointed to the statistics. In other words, our game is gaining good momentum. It's not enough, Kate. It's still far from ideal. We need to attract more players. Kate, you said that the general has more than 50,000 soldiers, and soon he may invade. Until then, we need to attract as many new users as possible and form our own army. Lewis's phone rang. It was John. Lewis, you have to help me. John? What's the matter? When I wanted to get rid of the wandering soul, I was killed by some players. Do you think I can bear it in detail? Said John. And what do you want? Asked Louis. Soul coins. You'll give me some coins so I can buy some gizmos and get my revenge. John, just in case, I'll let you know. In the future you will be able to receive coins for killing monsters. Our development team has no other choice. Lewis answered this. But before I officially launched the game, I left everything without 100 coins. I can give them to you, but I can't give you more. The guy took pity. So what? Shouldn't you control everything that happens in the game? Asked John. A little wrong. Developers can no longer interfere in the affairs of the game, Louis explained. How are you doing? Introduce me to your team. I want to show you the monsters they created. John hung up. A few hours later, players appeared on the Ghost Mountain Range. John, after we entered the Ghost Mountain Range, there were an order of magnitude fewer players. Henry, don't worry. They robbed us. Everything is fair. We need to wait for the right time. John and Henry decided to make an ambush. I bought this giant blade for 100 soul coins that Lewis gave me, and I can't let them go down the drain. There was a blade behind John's back. They began to watch the other two players defeat the monster. Henry now! John shouted. It's time for revenge, he answered. Henry and John jumped out of their hiding places to attack. Things are bad, madam. It's those two, one of them shouted. The girl with purple hair clearly did not expect an attack. Someone landed in front of her. Henry, missing, planted his sword in the ground. Where did you come from here anyway? She asked. John, don't worry, the advantage is on our side, Henry said, holding his blade ready. What speeches, your wonderful souls belong to me. The three of them were attacked by a monster, taking them by surprise. The Warrior of Destruction killed John. The Warrior of Destruction killed Henry. The Destruction Warrior killed Tracy. It was written on the board. What idiots! Because of them, a monster attacked me. Tracy was indignant as she left the game. I must take revenge. Thomas, call my brother. Tell him that I was bullied. Let him come with more people. She ordered the butler. To the headquarters of the gaming platform, someone knocked on John's office. Boss, were you looking? Are all employees working? He asked. Certainly. Notify all employees that they need to gather in the conference room, at the headquarters of the Kvar Gaming Studio Tenlong. Everyone was sitting at their desks at their computers. One of the employees was eating. Henry quietly approached him from behind. Boss? I just slept a little. I didn't even think about eating at work. The worker justified himself. It doesn't matter. Let everyone put on their helmets. Let's get ready for war, Henry commanded. Someone entered Tracy's house. He was met by the butler. Master, you have arrived. The lady was already waiting. Who dared to mock my sister? Derek asked. There were several guards next to him. I brought everyone. Tell me who offended you. I'll kill you right away. Of course, brother, or the girl smiled. Thomas, bring things downstairs so that there is enough for everyone, she commanded the butler. Okay, madam. Tracy, we are armed, her brother told her. The problem is that in the game, I was attacked by two guys, and then a monster killed me. the girl complained. In-game, Derek asked. Yes, in the game, maybe you can help. She was angry, and the guy was clearly perplexed. Why did you get up? Prepare for the game, choose your specialty, and then go after Tracy. Derek commanded the guards. Tracy created a guild of guardian angels. John and Henry created the Avengers Guild. A war began between the guilds. Axes, swords, and daggers were used. Lewis, wake up! Kate woke up the dozing guy. What's the matter? Just closed his eyes, he asked in a sleepy voice. Look yourself, the girl answered. The game chat was in chaos. The Guild of Guardian Angels is killing everyone indiscriminately and has already collected 700 coins. Lewis was a little shocked. Although the guilds have not yet been officially created while you were sleeping, 2 factions had already appeared. Kate explained to him. A conflict has broken out between the guilds, so until they kill each other, it will not stop. The girl finished. Soul coins, thanks to which you can easily increase strength, have become an indispensable material, so guilds are trying their best to get as many coins as possible. Louis, we are rich. We can buy a lot of food. I was happy like a little girl, Kate. That's right. The exchange rate is 1/700. We will become millionaires. But soul coins are very important for us too. You can't sell everything. I'm already confused. What to do, Louis? Kate sobbed. To restore the palace, I need a lot of my soul. But they are not enough. First, let's sell 500 soul coins. It won't do us any harm and we'll also make money, Louis thought. Okay, go ahead, Kate supported him. I will use a combat artifact to pretend to be an ordinary player, said Louis. By the way, Louis, what specialization will you choose? Asked the girl. Maybe a magician? The guy asked while choosing. He doesn't have many strong skills, Kate was worried. Don't worry, I will sell coins and not participate in battles. The magician has enormous potential. The underground world contains many techniques and techniques too. As soon as we build the palace, we will be able to reach them. By adding another column to the shop with the acquisition of skills, the player's strength will be able to grow by leaps and bounds. The current weak magician will definitely reveal his potential. The artifact helped Louis get Tracy's coordinates. She will become my target for exchange. Louis jumped on the back of the big purple bird. I'm coming. He took off. Use the yin energy to transmit the coordinates to the phoenix, the girl shouted after him. I'm already used to seeing how Louis uses a combat artifact. Kate was proud. A few minutes later, voices were heard somewhere far in the mountains. What are you doing there? You won't be happy if you leave us behind. Are you not from the Avengers Guild? The player asked Louis. I'm looking for Tracy. I wanted to exchange coins. Louis answered. Can relations between guilds really deteriorate so much in such a short time? Not expected, thought Louis. Looking for me? Who are you? I do not know you. Tracy appeared in front of him. I heard you exchange coins. I wanted to offer a deal at the market price of 1/700. The guy offered an exchange. Okay, I'll take everything you have, the girl agreed, but then she still thought, he is only 1, and even with the weakest mage class. I have 500, Louis answered. Well, of course he has 500. Please don't waste my time and sell your coins to someone else. But Louis was able to convince her. Wait, how many? The girl was shocked. 500, Louis answered calmly. Aren't you lying? Where did the magician get 500 coins of his soul? Tracy asked again with disbelief. I'll put 500 coins in the transaction column if you want. See for yourself, so what? Louis made a transaction to confirm that he has 500 coins. When Louis sent an exchange request, the girl still believed that he really had 500 coins. I want to buy everything, Tracy squealed happily. I'll use these coins to buy that red coat that I've wanted for so long. To guarantee, go to the trading site, the guy asked. Why all this trouble? Just tell me the account number and I'll do everything. Sarah, transfer him the money. We are talking about 350,000, and you will transfer the money so easily? Louis was a little shocked. Don't they care about such big money at all? He thought. By the way, where did you get so many coins? Tracy asked. On the mission Soul Collector. I was very lucky. I was able to get all 5 souls and quickly exchange them. He lied. That's it. You're lucky. The girl answered with a hint of bitterness. The money has arrived. You can check it, Tracy said when the servant returned to her. Louis heard Kate's voice. She confirmed that the money had arrived and Tracy had not deceived him. You trusted me, and I trusted you. Transferred 500 coins. Thanks for your cooperation, Louis thanked. I hope someday I will have the opportunity to make a deal again. He didn't even confirm the transfer of money. He probably doesn't really need it? The servant asked. Money has nothing to do with his temperament. He cannot be measured by money, Tracy answered. Sister Tracy, things are bad. Teammates are in ambush, someone exclaimed. Avengers Guild again? Tracy asked worriedly. No. These are elite mobs, answered the player. Demon troops on wolves advanced on them. Well, who is your boss? Who dared to invade my domain? The leader asked them. Beauty, what beauty? Kate was happy when she looked at the food in front of her. Fortunately, when you have a lot of money, you can eat without denying yourself anything. But this once again confirms the importance of soul coins. There aren't enough of them now, and when I was leaving, I noticed that Tracy's team was being attacked by ghost soldiers. Lewis was a little thoughtful. These horsemen are led by General Chan. Has he really increased his forces so much? I think it's time to take action, Louis suggested. The number of players has also increased. We can set the players the task of exploring the general's territory. They will explore the area and spend soul coins. Kate continued. Good idea, Kate. Let's set the access level to the task to no lower than rank. If the level is lower, the player will be killed immediately. Exploration mission. Head east and explore the general's territory. The reward depends on the scale of your research. Now high-ranking players can only accept this task, and then they will be able to confront the ghosts. Louis Department on the finger ring artifact. Server announcement. Congratulations to the player for creating the first guild and recruiting members for joint promotion. Kate. Well, it's time to figure out what's happening. Louis pulled Kate out by force from the table. But I haven't finished eating yet, she resisted on the way. Waiter, take it with you, we're leaving, the guy said to the waiter. Meanwhile, chaos was happening in the game. Players wanted to join the guild. But it was not so easy, since everyone wanted stronger players. Everyone was told that our guild accepts players of at least level players above level 15. We are going to complete the research task. What do you know about General Chan? Players asked the NPC. My stepfather raised him, but he betrayed him. I can't wait to get my revenge on him, he answered. He has about 500 soldiers if you go on reconnaissance. Better take care of your own safety, he warned. Angry and caring about people, compared to other mobs from games, he's too generous. Guild all level 15 gamers must go on a mission, the captain commanded. Forward? We can easily deal with the general's transparent warriors. Go ahead. After completing the mission, I will have new outfits, one of the guilds supported. Glory to Prince Michael! Shouted the captain. The guild set off. Indeed, real professional gamers, Louis noted. Look, the NPC is surrounded. The girls were chasing him. They were all trying to tell him something, or attract his attention. He won their hearts. Louis, why not create a new NPC, thereby sharing the wave of love for him? Kate suggested. The new hero will be a mysterious merchant roaming the lands of Baitsa, Louis began. I will randomly move it, and gamers will be able to buy rare items from it. Go ahead, let's see how the research task is going. Louis wanted to move behind the monitor. Louis, I'm a little worried. The players are at odds. Will they be able to resist the main boss together? Kate, don't worry so much. The guy stroked her head. Everything is still ahead. At the junction of the regions of people in Hades, there was a camp of demonic horsemen. Speed technique. Cancel! Shouted Pear from the Great Dragons Guild. Captain, I found out everything. This is their camp. There are about 2,000 soldiers inside. There are too many. We can't handle them. It's time to change direction, the captain ordered. The captain saw a horseman in black on the mountain. Things are bad. It's time to run forward. Captain, I'm afraid on our own 2 feet. We can't hide from them. Plan C. Let's fight them. In any case, the death will be heroic, answered the captain of the Great Dragons. Into battle. Let's kill them all. Fight. The battle was in full swing. All players above level 15 who are able to fight, continue. But we suffered more losses. It seems we won't cope, answered one of the players. We've been on our feet for 3 hours. The battle is in full swing, answered another. It will soon get dark. The Great Dragons Guild will not survive. Kate was worried. Don't underestimate gamers, Louis answered. The Guild of Guardian Angels appeared on the horizon. Tracy came to support these guys? Kate didn't believe it. The Avengers also came to the rescue. Aren't the Guardian Angels and the Avengers rivals? Kate was surprised. Louis was glad that the guilds did not fight each other, but united against a common enemy. First, let's deal with the enemy, and then we'll solve problems among ourselves. John and Tracy teamed up for a while. Tracy went on the offensive. Well, it's time to take revenge. The only way to win this battle is to defeat the general, said Louis. As soon as the main one is killed, everyone else will disappear. Everything got out of control. Die! The general shouted and took out his sword. Tracy went to fight him, but her equipment was too weak. The general killed her. Tracy! Her brother immediately rushed after her. Everyone follows me! It's time to take revenge! He called out for the attack. First, let's behead their commander, and then we'll deal with the rest, commanded the captain of the great dragons. The battle was fierce. The captain repelled the general's attack. From the impact, a black haze covered him. His hair and face were covered in soot. Don't care about others? Our goal is the commander, John said, going on the offensive. The demon commander was furious. Pathetic ants, you are worthless, he growled. When everyone tried to attack him together, he returned the blow. The demon smashed everyone to pieces. Shards of stone scattered all over the place. The gamer camp was destroyed in just one blow. I underestimated the power of the demon commander. Lewis couldn't believe it. It's probably better for them to explore other areas for now. And people should avoid the territory. Kate, could you make a function to record what is happening in war on the network? Asked Louis. Sure, no problem, the girl answered. Comments on platform 173. Blade in the soul. How angry I am. Even 100 people were not enough to kill the commander of the warriors. Continue collecting coins. It was such an exciting battle. The research mission turned into a confrontation between 3 guilds, said Louis. But thanks to this battle, the players abandoned their hatred and began to act together. The leaders of the 3 guilds decided to temporarily abandon confrontation and unite. Lewis, read the comments on the forum. The price of soul coins has increased. We will get rich again. Kate rejoiced. Yes, and there's also a screen recording function. The number of gamers has increased to 150,000, Louis answered. I noticed that people are starting to resort to the help of hackers who hack the game for the sake of quickly leveling up their character. I'm afraid they will be disappointed. The network works exclusively from the human brain. Lewis laughed. Look, I noticed several players on the forum. One of the players manually drew a map of the distribution of monsters in various areas and noted all the weak points. He practically did not fight with monsters when he entered the game and immediately began exploring the world. 4 new areas appeared on the Low King's map: the mountain range, the scorched earth area, desperate cliffs, and the forest of death. The player was a firefighter. During the liquidation of a natural disaster, he lost his forearm and leg. Gradually, he began to be disappointed with himself, but upon entering the game, he felt complete. He saw that his arms and legs were in place. The feeling was so realistic that he began to cry. Louis finished. Great. It turns out our game can give a person a thirst for life and hope. Kate cried. Online warfare does not have to be a game related to wars. It can be casual, the guy thought. For example, having dealt with the task Strike General Chan, players with a passion for fishing will be able to go fishing in the sea of the underworld. Another example, the Cliff of Despair of the Rock Demon King. There are many amazing places for spirit cultivation in this area. After defeating the boss of this area, players will be able to have their own pets and train them in martial arts. Lewis was delighted with the possibilities. Everything that players can imagine will be transferred to the game. On the border between the regions of Liuli and Hades, an army of dark spirits gathered. Commander, the so-called gamers who fought with us a few days ago are constantly looking for new ways of attack, said one of the dark warriors. Their attacks continued with renewed vigor, but then this group immediately died out. What a blessing, answered the second one. The general saw a large accumulation of strong energy. Has there ever been such powerful energy in the kingdom of Hades? Reminds me of Prince Michael's strength. General Chan was ready to attack. These soldiers left their camp and began to take the initiative. It looks like we are able to increase the aggressiveness of mobs. Hey soldier, listen here. We came from Prince Michael. The time has come for you to part with your lives. The captain of the great dragons addressed the dark warriors. Captain, they are starting provocation again. One of the warriors turned to General Chan. What kind of scum! I watched with my own eyes the rise and fall of Prince Michael, said General Chan. Kill them! Forward! Who else is afraid of whom? The guild captain commanded and rushed to the attack. Lewis, the commander of the ghost soldiers, has just led the regiment. Players die all the time. Kate was nervous. I know. Everything is provided for in my plan. Lewis was calm. General Chan and his army destroyed the players. Commander, we got rid of all the garbage that got in the way, one of the soldiers reported. Let's go around the hillside and see the abandoned city of Hades. We continue to go in the direction of Hades. Get ready to kill, the commander commanded. The whole army, together with the commander, went on horseback to Hades. How is this possible? The commander of the dark troops stopped when he saw the picture in front of him. Crowds of people stood in the abandoned city of Hades. Got out of my soul. Their number was at least 100. "We retreat. Come on, let's retreat," the commander shouted. "Commander, give in. We're ambushed and it's over." Very good. They really couldn't stand it and came here ourselves come running. But I didn't think that everything would go so smoothly. The commander personally led the detachment. John and Tracy were talking to each other. Operation Trap has begun. "Finally the wait. Now I'll take revenge." Tracy went on the offensive. "Those who kill the commander will receive a reward of 10. We are surrounded by evil spirits. Let's go ahead and deal with them," John said, holding a dagger in his hand. "Lewis, is this your plan?" Kate asked. After losing the battle a few days ago, the 3 largest guilds and several other smaller ones decided to talk on the forum, reached an agreement, and decided to confront the commander together. John personally asked for help with the plan. The guy answered her. "It's not scary to have one enemy out of 10 people. It's scary when they all unite against you." He smiled. Members of the guild went on the offensive against the army of spirits. They are not afraid of death at all. An advantage in strength. I cannot put up in front of such numbers, thought the commander. If it continues like this, will I die here? No, I cannot die at the hands of such weak parasites. "You can't beat me," he shouted while fighting off the attack. "We met again, but now I'm ready." Tracy approached the picture. "Be careful. Last time he used the same trick to kill a lot of people," John warned her. "You? No, it is impossible. I killed you a few days ago." The ghost commander was surprised. It seems the commander is unaware of the resurrection plugin. He seems to be in despair. Someone from the guild shouted, "I'm not afraid of death." "I'll be resurrected in 3 hours anyway," someone else added, clearly mocking the ghosts. A few minutes later, the commander was finally defeated. He was finally killed. The mission to kill the ghost commander is completed. Attribute, increase strength by 18 units. Weapon skill, Windblade. Requirements, warrior class, level, attribute, increases defense by 15 units. Equipment skills, protective light curtain, requirements, any class level. Accessory for a set of runic artifacts that can be sold for 500 soul coins. This is the equipment. The commander was finally killed. The combat artifacts have already been analyzed for value. Which player was lucky? Louis and Kate were waiting. "What is it, Kate? Is something wrong?" The guy saw that the girl tensed up a little. "Didn't you want to create several hidden classes earlier? Now such an opportunity has arisen. This artifact is an item used by Prince Michael, the 9th energy of the demon, to create warriors. As soon as we get this artifact, I can come up with a plan for rune warriors," the girl explained. "Rune warrior? Sounds really cool." "Oh great, Michael, the player's strength will be greatly improved. The hard battle will be worth it. Is some talisman really that strong?" "Okay, tell me more about the Rune Warrior." Rune Warrior is the system name of a special warrior created by Michael's first spell, the 9th demon energy. To make it, a blacksmith must fuse many materials. Although the process is complex, the result is expressed in the form of the strength of a warrior. With the help of a combat artifact, we can save on many processes. Once I carefully study the rune and add the template to the artifact, we can create a hidden class, warrior, but I don't know whether the player who received the talisman will show up and when he will sell it, the girl thought. Lewis handed her the talisman that was in his hand. Did the player put the talisman up for sale so quickly? She was surprised. "It's still useless to players, but you can get as much as 500 soul coins for it." The guy answered her. They set about creating a rune warrior. Berserker's first lesson. Reveal the Rune Warrior. Rune Warrior? Wow, Berserker changes class. Jake from the Assassin class. Wait, why am I happy? I have the class of a killer. He became upset. He put on a VR helmet. All the Berserkers changed class. What will happen to the Assassins? Let's see. Jake used his helmet to move into the game. The game is loading. Rune Warrior. In order to gain ultimate power, the Berserker gives up his weapons and uses himself as a vessel, carving the runes of heaven and earth, forming the strongest body. Whenever a new rune appears, signature skills and runes can be obtained, as well as increased strength. Weapon. Gloves. Requirements. The character must be a Berserker, level not lower than... Having fulfilled all the conditions, Jake acquired a new test power. Damn! Such explosive power. The new force was truly super powerful. He used force to protect the rune. He felt that someone had joined him. In the fog, he couldn't see who it was. Death is already close. It was a girl and she attacked him. Attacks of this level fall under the influence of protection, like raindrops hitting a windshield. Amazing. His power was in action. The guy decided to also use rune speed. He was so fast that even he couldn't believe it. First arrival of the Berserker, task, demonstration of the Rune Warrior. The guy finished going through the demonstration. Rune Warriors have many development modes. Thanks to runes, you can constantly improve your skills. Jake was delighted, but then he got angry. Yes, I chose the wrong class from the very beginning. Isn't it too late to change your shoes and change everything? The Rune Warrior is so cool and invincible. He changed my idea of warriors on the battlefield. The update added a new Berserker class, Rune Warrior. Added a new NPC class change instructor, Master Tom. The transfer of the Rune Warrior should be completed soon. Well done, you learned something new by relying on the rune. Lewis praised Keith. The girl smiled. So now I'm studying the transfer of magicians. And soon I'll release 3 directions at once. 3? The guy asked. The system of ancestral curse is good for control and for the destruction of states. The demon system is good for losses. The soul monster system is good in every formation. She listed the directions. What about the murderers? What about changing their class? Asked Louis. I'm dealing with assassins. New professions require the creation of additional materials for players, she answered, equivalent to creating a new driver. You need to carefully work out each character and its features and capabilities. You can't act on your own, she continued. Lewis, buy delicious food every day. Such research takes a lot of energy from the brain. Good brain function requires tasty and varied food. The girl winked at him. It looks like you just love to eat. The guy stroked the girl on the head. So you don't believe me? But I'm telling the truth. She smiled. Liuli region, coast of the Honshuan Sea. And what did they answer? Asked General Chan. Sir, the Sea King said that as long as we sacrifice 100,000 yin spirits every year, the Huangquan Sea will recognize the Lord's status as the Lord of Liuli, answered the warrior on his knees. If Prince Michael was there, why didn't he dare show his face? Treats me like some kind of hooligan. Chan continued. We'll have to endure them for a while and agree to this demand. When I return to the realm of the Ghost Lords, I will definitely return the favor. Sir, I have to tell you something else. The commander of the 3rd Ghost Cavalry was defeated, said the envoy. Wasn't he located at the junction of the Hades and Liuli regions? How could he die in such a safe area? Asked the general. Not only he died, but also his entire squad. The subordinate does not doubt your strength. But the king of the rock ghosts is involved in this, answered the envoy. It can't be. He was suppressed immediately after the occupation of the Northern Territory. It must be someone else. General Chan answered with suspicion. Louis sneezed. Have you caught a cold? Kate asked. Nothing of the sort. I just broke out by accident, he answered. Kate, thanks to screen recording, the number of players has increased, and soul coins have exceeded 50. Louis, I'm starting to get used to your control over the use of the artifact. Kate answered. It worked. The reconstruction of the mansion was successful. Now there is a repository of Buddhist canons. Let's take a look. This vault contains all the cultivation techniques and combat skills that Michael collected throughout his life, the girl explained. Soon it will be available to players. I think we need to come up with a name, she suggested. Why not call it the Cultivation Pavilion? Asked Louis. The artifact ring on my finger began to glow. All these techniques and skills will be very useful in the future. The combat artifact is based on your idea, she explained. So the Cultivation Pavilion is also a kind of artifact? Right, she confirmed. These humanoid phantoms are combat artifacts. They make everything more convenient to use. Kate, this is very convenient, but players will have to leave all the soul coins here in order to learn something. To master the necessary techniques, only soul coins are not enough. You need to reach a certain level, she answered. Okay, let's carry out the second reconstruction of cultivation. Lewis activated the artifact. First, let's divide into 3 categories: warrior, magician, killer. Then we divide the 3 main zones into 5 more zones. The zone of primary, intermediate, advanced, spiritual, and royal cultivation. In addition, parallel spaces will be created that can accommodate up to 1,000 players. More like separate servers. Kate and Lewis watched as the zones were divided. Server notice. Official skills training is now open. Players who have reached level 20 can select combat skills that correspond to their class in the Cultivation Pavilion. After the notification, a wave of players poured here, but most of them were magicians. Kate asked, Yin soldier, magician. Introduction. Control the yin energy to summon a yin soldier. The strength of each fighter is equivalent to the strength of a first-level player. No more than 10 yin soldiers can appear at a time. To learn this technique, you need to spend 10 soul coins and reach level note. The number of summoned soldiers increases by 2 times. Dark Erosion Yin Magic. The Dark Thoughts skill releases bamboo shoots with yin energy that cause continuous damage over a wide range. Skill requirements. You need to spend 10 soul coins and reach level. Note: as the level increases, the area of spread increases, and the damage also increases. A magician haunted by bad thoughts. Skill of Dark Thoughts. Call upon evil spirits, curb them, create your own protector. To learn this technique, you need to spend 40 soul coins and reach level note. The skill has an indefinite nature. The strength of the call is influenced by the environmental factor. Previously, our class was completely ignored. Even when reaching level 20, useless equipment was unlocked. They remembered us, of course. The players rejoiced when they saw this information. Louis, it seems that the magicians were angry earlier. Kate laughed. Let's go. Let's continue to improve the war on the network. They went home. Server notice. The area the player has figured out is 100% teleportable. It's too painful. I built only 2 teleportation systems and it cost me 5,000 soul coins. Louis was upset. However, this is great news for players, especially those who are developing a berserker. Kate supported him. Thanks to the Rune Warrior, the berserkers began to leave the abode of the dead in search of materials for transformation. By creating a teleportation system, they don't have to start over every time they are resurrected. Requirements for transition to a Rune Warrior. First stage, hunting monsters. Requirements for transition to a Rune Warrior, Stage 2. Materials for creating runes. Materials for synthesizing runes of power. Black ore, fire core, dark armor fragment. X. Materials for the synthesis of protection runes. Black ore, corpse water core, void bead X. Series for the synthesis of runes of speed, destruction, explosion, energy, and much more. Requirements for promotion to Rune Warrior. Stage 3. Unlock Advanced Career Mode. It turns out that we will be able to return all the funds spent on teleportation. The girl was happy. That's right, teleportation won't be free. Each time they will have to pay 1 soul coin. With so many players, we will very soon remain in the black, Louis answered. Next, we will add a live broadcast function. It will give the dead and those awaiting resurrection players the opportunity to watch others. Louis, let's charge a fee of 50% for any dropped attribute, she suggested. Kate, you are too hungry for money. Capital Lungo, Black Sea Technology Company, Underground Research Hall. Finally, the old scientist looked at his computer. Finally, we have successfully developed it. The game's virtual warehouses, combined with nutrient solutions, successfully allowed players to go 24 hours without any effects on the body. The scientist reported to the board of directors of the Black Sea Technology Company. Ladies and gentlemen, good news has arrived from the Research and Development Department. Our virtual gaming warehouse has been successfully developed, said CEO Ben. We need to bring these virtual gaming warehouses to market. Great. I think we need to put up a share. First, let's enter the market, and then we'll look for other agents, one of the workers suggested. It would be great to take advantage of the popularity of game sellers. Things are bad, Mr. Ben. The company has just announced the creation of a virtual warehouse at a conference, the secretary reported. Please, take a look at the press conference. At the press conference, it was said that after many years of research, the virtual world of today will enter a new era. Thanks to the long-awaited virtual game storage, our company has successfully developed it. After countless tests, I assure you that the game warehouse will work stably, said the bailiff of Company A. Louis received a call from John. Louis, look at the news. The company has released its gaming warehouse. Now you can enjoy the game 24 hours a day. Company A just found me. I hope I can promote cooperation. And immediately thought of your game, John continued. Their representatives will come to Platform 173 tomorrow to discuss everything. Including you, I invited 30 more major game developers. For the physical safety of the players, it was necessary to install a 12-hour gaming system. But this served as a limitation for the growth of the players. Thanks to the emergence of a gaming warehouse, you can... Kate has already listed all the possible advantages. The next day, the Platform 173 company organized a meeting. Director John, we still haven't started. Are we waiting for someone else? asked G&O Representative Alice impatiently. Time is running out. Where's Lewis? John was worried. We're stuck in a traffic jam. Sorry for being late, Louis said, bursting into the office out of breath with Kate running after him. Okay, let's start. But why did you bring your sister with you? Asked John. I didn't prepare a place for her. Everything is fine, Louis answered uncertainly. Sister doesn't like to be alone, he said, and sat her on his lap. Well, everyone is assembled, Alice. Let's get started, John finally said. I think everyone already knows about our company. We occupy a leadership position in the field of virtual games. We have created a virtual gaming warehouse that will be much better than all the previous ones. Let's start negotiations. Alice began. This is a mutually beneficial project. I think we will sign it. But what about the conditions? Asked one of those present. It's very simple. Pay 20% of your profit annually. Alice answered. What? 20%? Everyone present began to be indignant. We are very interested in this project, but 20% of the profit is too much. We need to call management and wait for orders, said one of the representatives. I think everyone knows about the influence of our company. Having a game warehouse at your disposal will attract a new wave of players. Developers will have a lot of fun and earn a lot of money. Alice continued and did not give up. This kind of thing, I'm not interested, I refuse, Lewis answered confidently. Sir, do you have any questions, or did you not understand everything? Asked Alice. Which company is this young man from? He didn't discuss anything and immediately refused. Everyone who was sitting at the table at the meeting began to whisper. You can't ask for so much money. How painful it is to hear this, Kate cried. Louis, take your time. These are commercial negotiations. John turned to him. If you are not satisfied with the terms of the other side, why not discuss everything? This is already a great opportunity for the entire virtual world. Mister, think it over carefully. Alice turned to Louis. No! My sister expressed all my thoughts. I refuse, Lewis answered decisively. Sorry, John. I will never change the specifics of the game war on the internet. This is kind of an injustice to our game. We are leaving. Louis and Kate headed towards the exit. One of the players entered the live broadcast. He had already tried to tame the beast several times. Many players were watching him. Wants to tame a corpse wolf, Louis? Do you think such a player can achieve success? Louis and Kate watched the efforts of this player. We'll find out soon, Kate. The player caught a wolf and tied it to a tree. The players sympathized with him. Some even donated soul coins. Faster. We are close to success. We will continue to attack him. Let's reduce his standard of living to a minimum, he addressed the players. The wolf began to resist. Dark energy appeared around him. What the hell? Where does this dark energy come from? What's happening? The player got nervous. Someone came down to him from above. Do you want death? I almost subdued the corpse wolf, but someone destroyed it. The guy pointed his sword at the enemy. This someone was General Chan. His strength was more powerful than all of them combined. With just the power of his mind, he attacked the players with fog and ropes. Their resistance was futile. What kind of fog is this that doesn't allow you to break free? The player continued to resist. Who are you? Now, I ask, and you answer. The general answered angrily. Tell me, where did you come from? Why did the ghost commander die? General Chan asked questions, keeping everyone tied up. Wow, General Chan, said one of the players. I ask, you answer. The general tightened his grip. It hurts. How it hurts. Don't tighten this vine, the guy begged. Are we really going to die? One of them croaked. Perhaps it's all because of that enemy. I remember kicking the ghost commander. Have you killed the third ghost? No. Is this possible with your strength? General Chan doubted a little. This is a simple mob. Why does it scream so loudly? The guy was still trying to get out. I'm warning you. If you kill us, we will take revenge on you. Yes, if you finish us off, we will definitely kill you when we become stronger. Your player answered. Revenge? Do you even know who I am? The general grinned evilly. I, General Chan, am in charge of storing souls. I won't leave a wet spot on you. He tried to kill the guys. It doesn't work. What's wrong with these guys? General Chan was surprised that his power did not work, as if some powerful force was protecting their souls. In that case, I will destroy your bodies. Let's see where your souls end up. The general did not let up. He pierced their bodies with sharp spikes that grew out of the ground. There was nothing in the place where the bodies should have been. The general was furious. This is impossible. There is not the slightest influx of soul power. There are not even bodies. does not correspond to any laws at all. After the death of creatures, the soul begins to rotate. The power escapes and merges with the rest of the world. But the current situation is completely different. The general did not understand how this was possible. Head, look at that guy. Do you think he looks like a hidden mob? A mysterious merchant? A group of players met a merchant on the way. I saw it on the forum. One day, Lucky met a merchant, bought a piece of rune for 5 coins, and then sold it for 100 coins, answered the head. Brothers, we will get rich! The group of players rejoiced. Hey, do you sell goods? The players turned to the merchant. First, let's take a look at the product. I've heard a lot of things from you. Yes, let's look at rare items. A merchant friend turned into General Chan. Do you know the details of the death of the ghost commander? The general sent the same ropes of fog at them. Should the mysterious merchant demonstrate his strength before selling goods? The players did not understand why the merchant became a different character. I have never seen such a technique before. Do we need to appease him? Will he give us a discount? What kind of nonsense are you talking about? Rest. General Chan waved his hand. 6x to 8. Again, their bodies and souls inexplicably disappeared when I killed them. The general was furious. Although it is unlikely, but you need to verify everything personally. Louis, it seems General Chan is going on reconnaissance. Let's go home. What about messages that cross souls? They were walking down the street. Messenger, suppressing souls. The highest position of the king and general of the ghosts, responsible for the storage and transfer of souls, said the girl. Each king and general is awarded a messenger. In fact, the system is similar to the monetary one. Most cannot gather their soul. As for the yin soul, there are many areas in Beiki where you can get it, and you can also get it from creatures of the underworld. The yin soul is different from the original soul, because it is more like material. You can use it to create weapons and equipment. In any case, there are a lot of goodies, the girl continued. Do you want to say that the king and the general of the ghosts did not have much influence? All the power is in the soul of yin? Asked Louis. Oh, right. Although Hades is the capital of Beitza, a large-scale war took place here, so building materials are the most scarce. The origin and purpose of the messenger who suppresses souls is clear, but how can we fight him? The guy asked. I don't know. He can disappear into the shadows at any moment, and it's difficult to kill him. The girl answered and threw food into her mouth. When Kate saw that the food was over, she was a little upset. Louis, he has come. The messenger who stops souls has arrived in the abode of the dead, she said. How is this possible? Hades, which had fallen into disrepair after countless wars, was restored. The messenger could not believe it. Has the king really returned? No, it cannot be. I saw King Michael die with my own eyes. Even after death, I watched the soul leave the body. He felt that someone was standing behind him. He felt power coming from someone. Who? The ghost shouted. His eyes burned with anger. Who did you call me? Prince Michael, standing in front of him, asked the ghost messenger. You, was all he could answer. His Highness, the messenger who suppresses souls. Welcome back, sir. He fell to his knees in front of the prince. Trash. Do you know what happens to traitors? Asked Prince Michael. The subordinate realizes his mistakes and is ready to die if it helps to fix everything. The messenger answered, still kneeling, and he thought that as a result of death he would be able to reincarnate. But if he lost his soul, nothing could help him. Death? How can I let you rest so easily after betrayal? Michael extended his hand to him. Oh, I ask the Lord to forgive me. I am ready to atone for all my sins. He begged for mercy. Is this normal? Louis is so brave, I didn't think that he would start pretending to be Prince Michael. Kate watched what was happening through the tablet screen. Sins? And how do you plan to redeem them? Louis, in the guise of Prince Michael, was adamant. He completely scared the ghost. The subject is ready to help the prince regain all lost territories and glory, the messenger answered with fear. At this time, Kate also moved into the game. You, not Prince Michael, the messenger said with suspicion. He realized something. The true Prince Michael would never let me go. Who are you? Why did you come? How did you manage to fix Hades? I think the death of the third one is also connected with you. He was also furious. He realized that someone was pretending to be a prince. That's right. The commander of the ghosts was killed by my people. You're next. Louis was also not going to give up. And you are very brave, since you decided to pretend to be Prince Michael, answered the ghost. He began to attack Louis with spells. You can't defeat me, messenger, Louis answered and disappeared into the fog. Enough already. You are not him. Don't intimidate me anymore, he answered him. You know, I'm not Prince Michael, but his blood flows in my body. I must inherit Michael's land. The guy became himself again and openly stated these words. Louis felt someone sink their teeth into his arm. It was Kate. You already deceived him once. In future, I don't think he'll buy it again. I guess we'll have to somehow confirm the presence of Michael's blood. She answered his silent question about the bite. Blood began to drip from the guy's hand. The ghost still smelled blood. This smell was very familiar to him. Michael's blood? He asked uncertainly. The overwhelming power of the bloodline. Are you really his descendant? The envoy still had doubts, but the facts were clear. Don't you already know the answer? Why bother asking yourself questions? Louis again turned into Prince Michael. I give you a choice. Surrender or die. Wait, I'd like to confirm something, he continued. 699. Are those creatures who call themselves players your people? The messenger looked up at Prince Michael. Certainly, the guy answered. Even if these players are destroyed, their souls do not disappear anywhere. The person who created them claims that he is after Michael, which means that he has mastered the law of reincarnation, a higher power that even Prince Michael did not possess. What kind of creature did I encounter now? He was confused. I'm asking for the last time, are you giving up, or do you choose death? Louis asked again impatiently in the guise of Prince Michael. The devoted general welcomes the new master. He got down on one knee and bowed to the guy, showing obedience. I will be faithful to you, as I was once faithful to Prince Michael. In the Liuli area, on the coast of the Huangquan Sea, a ghost reported to General Chan about reconnaissance. Has the cause of death of the third ghost been revealed? General Chan asked the envoy, who was kneeling in front of him. Mr. Chan, please look. I found a remnant of a tree demon in the camp, answered the ghost. Wood demon? People of the King of the Rocks. He lacks the northern territories, so he decided to encroach on the Liuli region, the general analyzed. Mr. Chan, what needs to be done? Asked the messenger. Remind the Sea King that earlier he offered to annually sacrifice 100,000 yin spirits to him. I agree, the general commanded. Just wait until I break through the kingdom of the Ghost King and then capture the northern territory. It was already 3 a.m., but Louis was still awake. Louis, it's late. What are you doing? Kate asked. Recently, players have been asking for a new online war platform, but we can't do it, so I thought why not add a few gaming goodies to calm them down. He was sitting at the computer. By the way, something interested me here. The messenger of souls was even ready to die. Why didn't you allow him to do this? Asked the girl. Look, then you will understand, he answered. This is the intersection of Liuli District and the Huangquan Sea. Did the players sneak into General Chan's territory to start a live broadcast? Several players were having fun on the beach while broadcasting live. Chan, come out! A monster came out of the sea with a trident in his hand. What kind of monster is this? He had already lost 10 life points, and he also fell into a state of rage. It's not easy for me to broadcast, said one of the players. The monster attacked the guys with its tentacles. Everyone who watched the live broadcast began to support the players. Brother, I'll help with the medicine. Just don't miss the mob battle. What is this, Poseidon himself? It looks cool. Chan, come out! The monster from the sea shouted again. He was bitter. And why did you come, Sea King? General Chan went down to the sea to him. Don't be arrogant! The general looked creepy. His eyes glowed and he had horns on his head. Don't be arrogant? Well, I think they're already confused themselves, aren't they? Louis himself became like a monster. Louis, how creepy you are. I still don't really understand anything, but I'm afraid they'll treat you cruelly. Kate was worried. Sea King, you burst into my territory too defiantly. Do you dare to look General Chan in the face? The general approached the Sea King. Look at your eyes. If Prince Michael were here, everything would be different. Without him, you are nothing but a nonentity in my eyes. He answered angrily. I'll fry them. Sea King, I'll get rid of the attackers. The general was preparing for destruction, finally became more serious. I dared to refuse my offer. I think I should have been preparing for battle a long time ago. said the Sea King. Hearing these words, General Chang was a little confused. After all, he didn't remember saying that. Refuse? I hoped that the envoy would agree to the Sea King's proposal, but how did it all come to this? Wait, Sea King, I think there is a misunderstanding between us. Chan tried to understand and agree. That's it. It's too late to regret, answered the Sea King, looking angrily into the general's eyes. Their anger was running high. They attacked each other. The forces were almost equal. The Sea King used his trident, which caused a wave to rise. General Chan was also not inferior in strength. He used the spell. Soon the sea swallowed them both. Sea King! When have I ever refused an offer? Asked the general, emerging from the water. He became even more angry. I agreed to sacrifice 100,000 souls annually. Why are you putting so much pressure on me? The general attacked the Sea King with renewed vigor. Dare to tease me? Chan? Where did this come from? The Sea King also attacked the general in response. Each of them was strong. The battle was long and tiring. The general attacked to his strength, and the Sea King with a trident and waves. After some time, the king created an abyss in the sea and threw the general into it with all his might. What power! It turns out that there is such a big difference in strength between me and the Sea King. The general hit the rocks from the Sea King's blow. Sea King, I agreed to your proposal. We must have simply not understood each other. General Chan decided to surrender, because before he breaks through the kingdom of the Ghost King, he needs to endure a lot. Problem? You sent an envoy to refuse my offer. And now you're kidding me? Asked the Sea King. Messenger? Was he the one who told you that I refused? The general could not believe it. It looks like he is looking for death. The general did not want to believe that the envoy had become a traitor. It turns out you have problems with your subordinates. That's fun, the Sea King laughed. Still planning to become the new Prince Michael? You can't even control an ordinary envoy. You even lost Prince Michael's lands. Sea King, now that the truth has emerged and outside, there is no need to quarrel. I personally tell you that I accept your offer and am ready to pay 100,000 souls annually. Okay, the king accepts, but the souls must be erased after this. The Sea King smiled slyly. Oh, you! The general became angry again. What? Have you changed your mind? Without Prince Michael, all you do is intimidate everyone. You've lived so long. But do you remember what you were like at the very beginning? Continued the Sea King. I accept your offer. The general agreed. Come back and train your subordinates well. Next time you won't be so lucky. The Sea King threatened General Chan. Messenger! How dare you humiliate me like that? Yes, I will destroy you. You won't be able to be reborn again. General Chan roared in anger. It turns out that this is why you saved the life of the messenger who crosses souls. Now Chan is disgraced, said Kate. Yes. I learned about the situation with Chan from the envoy. I immediately wanted to take advantage of it. I didn't think the Sea King would be so strong. I wanted them to cripple each other, but in the end only one side suffered. Where did the Sea King come from? Louis reasoned. Very strong, fought with Prince Michael several times, said Kate. Did the Sea King fight with him? The guy was surprised, and quite often. Prince Michael was much stronger than the Sea King. I once saw how he was smeared on the ground. It was painful to watch. The Sea King is very strong, but not that strong. The Huangquan Sea is very large. The Sea King can only be considered as the ruler of a certain area located near the lands of Beitza, the girl explained. Even if he cannot defeat the ancestor, he easily defeated Chan and began to dominate the sea region, didn't he? Asked Louis. I heard that the sea space near the land of Beitza is called the False Sea, she answered, laughing. The main ruler of the False Sea is the blue monster who is so powerful that he terrifies. Even Prince Michael is not suitable as an opponent. Even the ancestor is uneven. Then, if there is an enemy in the sea who can attack at any moment, aren't we in danger? Louis asked with horror. True, that's also true, Kate answered. Kate, wait until the Liuli region is captured, and then we will form a male fleet. Otherwise, if the Sea King attacks, I don't think we will be able to resist him, said Louis. I already thought about it, but first I have to deal with the library. There are a lot of amazing designs, including the ghost ship design, she answered. Louis imagined the sunken ship as a ghost. He already had a plan in his head to restore it. Ghost ship. A ship capable of absorbing exclusively the spiritual materials of heaven and earth, transforming them and evolving. If it is completely destroyed, while the core is still there, It can be restored as before by swallowing a large amount of spiritual materials, very convenient for gamers. When it comes time to get the design blueprints, you can make an initial ghost ship and sell it to the player, and then he will change it himself, the girl suggested. Then we can begin to develop a plan for the simultaneous assimilation of land and sea. Louis was delighted. But Louis, repairs will require 500,000 coins, she warned. Zero, it too. We need to find a new way to earn money. He was upset. Kate, why not open an auction house? It will be easier for players to find the items they need. If they enter the names of items in the list line, they will be able to find items offered by other players at a reasonable price. Got it! The service fee will be 20% of the sale of the item, the girl added. Louis, rest. I can handle it in just a few minutes. The next day, Kate woke Louis up. She was standing over his bed with a knife in her hand. Louis, wake up! Get up! If you want to say something, put the knife away. Louis hid behind the blanket. I found it directed, and the killer's movements, the girl answered, still holding the knife pointed towards Louis. This is a relic of the clan. It was found by the player. I think we'll meet an assassin soon, the girl answered proudly. Is this shabby thing really that useful? The guy asked cautiously. Of course, this clan's weapon is an ancestral curse, and Shun has always considered the possibility of joining this clan to become a killer, she answered. Ancestral curse of Zun? He asked again. The clan of the ancestral curse, and this has never been a very powerful race in the lands of Baitsa. The girl began to tell the story. They say that their clan is associated with hell. Each of their people is a natural killer, with the ability to summon demons. The powerful clan of the ancestral curse killed indiscriminately, harmed the common people of the underworld, and openly insulted Prince Michael. And then he was suppressed by an army led by Prince Michael. And since then, the clan of the ancestral curse has disappeared from these lands. At first, I thought that I should wait for the equipment warehouse to be repaired and look inside. I didn't expect to find something from the ancestral curse clan in the auction house. I have no idea who put this up for sale, but I got it for only 5 coins, very cheap. What about the effectiveness of this thing? What area could an assassin work in, he asked. You have to go to hell to place an ad, and then show you. An announcement appeared on the server. Updating and adding classes on creating palaces and transfers. Damned. Once they were cursed and they rejected religion, they receive bonuses from curses, having the power of a curse, the ability to summon demons. Weapon, dagger. Requirements. The player must reach level 30 and own the assassin class. You can summon a Night Ripper, who becomes a guardian for 30 minutes. During this period, the power of the Night Ripper is added to all damage dealt, and the damage received will be 15%. You can summon Abby Yu, who becomes a guardian for 1 minute. During this period, you gain the ability to fly, as well as the ability to select a specific area as the main target for Abby's attack. One of the 3 extreme paths, the embodiment of the wise Hashin. The call lasts 1 minute, during which you can control the target. Any damage towards the owner is reduced by 85%. Curse practitioners can internalize 18 demonic forms in the Hell Realm, which are divided into 4 levels from low to high: Nian, Watwas, Worry, and Zai. Among them, 3, 9, and 18 are extremely evil, and the difficulty of mastering is extremely difficult. Details can be obtained from mobs. Players started chatting on the server. Blade in the soul. Damn. Why does it seem that those who master all 18 forms will be much stronger than the rest? Giant elephant. To be honest, assassin is an incredibly strong class. I want to change direction immediately. Tracy, I'd really like to figure this out. Isn't it great to fight alongside the Guardian? Requirements for changing profession. Scarlet Essence. The minimum level of the assassin player is. After accepting the task for changing profession, you need to kill any monsters. Then you can get additional blood essence. Collect 10,000 blood essence to successfully move to a new path. Second shift requirements. Find 3 sources of cursed power and give it to the mob: Evil Bell, Spirit Skull, Cursed Hat. There is no specific form of wise Hashin. Only by sacrificing one's life can one learn the meaning of life and death. The player must understand it himself. Fourth, find fragments of the spirit. Give it to the mob so that it can improve your body. Server chat. Killer's heart. Why are some requirements so vague? Is it possible to understand anything because of this? Big assassin. I think even a mentor won't help here. Giant elephant. Too abstract. Too difficult to master on your own. Besides the Night Ripper, assassin players are completely indifferent to other methods of advancement, Louis said sadly. At this stage, the shift function is already in full effect while the hidden functions are inactive. Louis said exhaustedly. Louis, you just need to fix the spirit room. The spirit room was used by Prince Michael to store defeated enemy generals and souls killed in battle. There are many souls here who once followed the prince to expand his domain. Among these heroic spirits, there are several very talented warriors, and their legacy can be completely absorbed by a battle artifact. Sounds great, but for repairs, we will need soul coins. We need to find a way to earn them. Louis's mood improved a little. We are still one step behind. Now more influential domestic game producers have reached an agreement on mutual promotion. A meeting was held at the headquarters of the Black Sea Technology Company. Director, according to the news from Platform 173, there's a more powerful game manufacturer who did not reach an agreement with G&D. They rejected them. The secretary was reading the latest news. Alone? It's better than nothing. Talk to them and see if we can get cooperation and try to meet their demands. Okay, the secretary answered. Kate, there are too many game features that need to be expanded, but for me, there is too little soul. Not enough at all. Louis shouted furiously. In fact, your soul coins are growing quickly, but consumption. For example, to make it easier for players to move back and forth, you simply installed 2 teleportation systems at the junction of the Afterlife and Liuli. The girl began to justify the spending to me from the bottom of her heart, when suddenly someone called Louis. Is this Mr. Louis? Our Black Sea Technology Company has just found your contact information through Platform. The secretary began the conversation. We hope that our virtual game warehouse will be able to cooperate with your game to promote it. Do you have time to meet and talk about this in more detail? Give me the phone, I'll talk. Ben interrupted her. Louis, says the responsible person of the Black Sea Technology Company. The promotion is intended for mutually beneficial cooperation. Naturally, there is no charge. We are ready to pre-install your games as firmware. Okay, we are ready to cooperate, the guy answered. Louis, to be honest, I didn't expect that we could come to an agreement so easily. Well, I'll have someone prepare a contract for cooperation in promotion and send it to you. Louis, look, Kate and Louis. Attention is switched to the screen. Some popular player is streaming now. Did he fall into a hole? Louis was surprised. This is not an ordinary pit, but Baimei's grave. This player really got there. The girl answered. Yin spirit beast unique to the land of Beiki is called Baimei, which is a very desirable and noble creature. When such a creature's life comes to an end, it seeks a secluded place to leave its life's legacy, which is called the Baimei tomb, she explained. Holy shit. More than an hour has passed since I fell here. There are only smooth walls around. It's impossible to get out. The berserker was in a desperate situation. I even tried to commit suicide, but the green light penetrating the walls healed my wounds every time. The player looked at the screen. Super VIP. If I don't succeed, no matter how hard I try. Super VIP. Do as I say, and then you will receive 5 coins. Kate, is it okay if he listens to me? Louis wrote under the nickname Super VIP. Yeah, he's lucky. Let's watch, she answered. Forget it, you need to try hard, said the berserker. He picked up his dagger and made a cut on his hand. Super Nick hurried him until he was healed early so that he would put his palm against the stone wall. My palm is stuck to the stone wall, I can't get it out. Is the stone wall sucking blood? It turns out that I will finally find peace. Come on, brother, see you in 3 hours. Ghost of a deer? Wait, crap. Why have my health points increased again? He didn't understand what was happening. Server announcement. Congratulations to the player on receiving the new Baimei specialization. To be reborn and receive a new specialization, the player was placed in a cocoon. After some time, it exploded, illuminating everything around with a bright yellow light. A dog emerged from the cocoon. This was the spiritual beast, Baimei. Professional characteristics. Growth attribute increases by 100%. Inheritance skill is achieved at 20, 60, 90, 120 levels. Blood can heal. Kate, if I use a combat artifact, won't I be able to save the Baimei transfer panel and then restore it for other players? Louis asked, looking at the dog. No. It depends solely on luck. Other players who want to change careers can only find the place of life that Bai Mei inherited. Like this player, she answered. As a low-level player, I had neither the skills nor the money to earn them. I could only rely on fighting monsters to slowly improve my equipment. But things are different now. Peter was happy. With this hidden profession, I can take a place among high-class players, even top players. He was still in the form of a dog. Suddenly, from somewhere, someone approached him and threw a net over him. The guy was a little confused. From 4 sides, they began to beat him with a baton. The net was still holding him back, and he could not escape. He also couldn't figure out who it was. "Finally caught the corpse wolf," said one of the attackers. "Now it will all end." "Wait, brother, it looks like this is not a corpse wolf." "Doggy?" A girl approached the group. "Nothing. In any case, you need to tie him up. After all, it would have been difficult with a corpse wolf, but here everything is simple." One of them answered her. Peter began to bark at his understanding of what he was saying. He wanted to say that he was a player, but everyone only heard barking. "Look, despite his appearance, he still remains a ferocious beast," said the guy with the baton. "You must try to instill fear in him. I learned this from the trainer." "Brother, I understand," she answered, picking up the baton. Peter realized that he was in danger. G&D representative. Alice was sitting in her office and talking to someone on the phone. "War on the network." "Lewis, okay, I understand." She answered someone on the phone. "Now I have received news that the person who refused to cooperate with us at the last press conference of the headquarters of Platform has entered into cooperation with a Black Sea company. Immediately block the game online war on the gaming site we released," she ordered. "In addition, inform the headquarters of Country A. Let them block this game too. We need to let game makers in Lungoland know what price they will pay if they dare deny us G&D. Louis sneezed. He and Kate moved to the abode of the dead. "By the way, Kate, what happened to the player who received by May, who was not perceived by other players?" he asked, rubbing his nose. The player who was watching the live broadcast could no longer watch it, so he entered the game and saved him. "But to be honest, this really can be called inhumane. The player was tortured so much that he almost died," she answered. "Come on later. The messenger who crosses souls is here," he said and took out the artifact. Lewis activated the artifact and reincarnated as Prince Michael. "It's time to greet the Lord. The subordinate followed your wishes and returned to the vat, deceived him with branches about the demon with the third ghost." The messenger spoke to Louis on his knees. "Then the general asked me to go to the male lord to agree to pay tribute. I followed your instructions and lied to the sea lord, saying that Chan rejected the offer." "Yeah, well done. Did you bring what I asked for?" asked Louis in the guise of Michael. "Of course. How dare a subordinate delay with the order of his master?" The subordinate did everything according to the rules and got rid of the yin spirits. The ghost gave Louis the sphere. "Mister, the fact is that the subordinate was discovered. I would be very glad if the Lord would shelter me." He fell to his knees and began to worship Michael, asking for help. It turns out that this thing is quite suitable for itself. It helps not only the male ruler, but also the messenger crossing the soul to collect yin spirits. "Louis, you are amazing," Kate told him when he showed the yin spirit pearl. "Good work. This is your reward." Louis turned to the envoy. He gave him power. "This feeling. I have lived for 1,000 years. But this is the first time I experience something like this. Manipulate spiritual power and raise my power to a certain level? The servant thanks for such a wonderful gift." The messenger answered Louis. "Unlike players, increasing the strength of the messenger is not so difficult. The growth of players is like digging a channel. Everything must be done gradually so that there are no misfires. But the messenger is a being that has been cultivated for 1,000 years. The guy said, "For you, everything is as simple as shelling pears, but for him it's not." Besides, Louis figured out the formulations of power so quickly. "It's amazing," Kate answered him. "Messenger, I have a new task for you," said Louis in the guise of Michael. "Sir, please speak. Find refuge in the rock of the Ghost King." The guy said, "Well, the envoy was not happy about this. I was sentenced to life imprisonment. I want you to find out about the relationship between the Lord of the Ghost Rock and General Chan, and also deal with the current situation and report everything to me," Louis ordered. "But will the Lord of the Ghost Rock believe me?" Asked for a message. "Will you take the yin spirit pearls not as a gift?" the guy suggested. The subordinate understood everything, the messenger agreed. "Kate, you know, Initially, I planned to return the yin spirit pearls to the envoy. Why force him to collect 150,000 spirits? Asked Lewis. Because thanks to yin spirits, you can step forward, she answered. Step forward? Do you mean teleportation? Isn't it possible to use the simple power of the soul? You see, this is not exactly the same thing. Teleportation can only be constructed from the power of the soul, and to take a step forward you will need sacrifices. In our case, yin souls. Simply put, there is no way to directly build a portal in certain areas of the abodes of the dead. You need to sacrifice the spirit in order to build a through passage and open it. This kind of special zone, it could become a copy of the game we always wanted to create. The girl finished. The girl took his hand in hers. The sacrifices required for construction amount to exactly 150,000 yin spirits. Let's call it the hellish path. She still held his hand in hers. Hell's way, the guy asked. The path as a whole is a forbidden zone in the abode of the dead. There are 18 levels, and the demons will need them. The further down, the higher the power of the demons. It is suitable for players to level up, especially assassin players. Let's start with construction right now, the girl shouted. Fine. Her boyfriend supported her. Louis, you need to release all the yin spirits from the battle artifact. He concentrated on the artifact ring. He used all the power of the artifact and his strength together. Energy began to condense around him. Kate also began to outline the formation. She was spinning around her axis, and symbols appeared under her feet. Kate was still spinning, and spirits began to appear around her. Oh, Kate can sacrifice herself, but even she should have a sense of proportion, right? Louis was worried while watching the girl. As soon as the situation becomes suspicious, I will immediately call everything off, he thought. From the darkness behind, someone stretched out their hands to him. They were blood red. The girl continued to create the seal. She used spells and her strength. Hieroglyphs in the shape of spirals flew around her. Kate, what's going on with this hand? Asked Louis, looking at the huge red hands in front of him. Don't call it a hand! This is one of the oldest gods of the underworld. Although he is dead, he was once a supreme being, she answered. I just used the ancient language of sacrifice to evoke his tired mind. I hope to sacrifice these 150,000 yin spirits in exchange for passage to the path of hell, she said. So he agreed, the guy asked. Of course, otherwise this passage will not lead to success because he is the god in charge of one of the forbidden zones of the hellish path. Even after death, he remains the only god of the hellish path. Does this mean that in the future we will have to turn to him again? Yes. All the forbidden areas contain the remnants of the consciousness of the ancient gods, which is why these areas are called forbidden. Does every forbidden zone have to be approved by the gods in order to become open? To unlock more new ones, I have to figure out how to get more yin spirits next time. By the way, Lewis, in fact, I have never been on the hellish path. I really want to go and see. Isn't it dangerous? Don't worry. I will use the condensed body of yin energy to leave. There will be no danger. I will hide my identity, join the team of players. Everything will be fine. Server announcements. New game features have been opened. Hell's Path. Ask mobs for help. Hell's Path includes 18 levels. Can be used to upgrade and gain experience. Each level has several boss-level monsters and countless powerful creatures. Server comments. Strongest. Large-scale copies require a team of at least 10 people. Are the requirements that high? Lonely Doghead. Solo players pass by. You'll have to look for a team. Assassin's Heartbeat. Assassination team is recruiting. Let's work together. Tracy's team is opposite the mob that gave copying instructions. Tracy, 30 people have gathered. We can get started, said one of her team. The assembled team began teleportation and chose a copy of the hellish path. They found themselves in a hellish path on the first level. Real setting, cool, said one of the players. Damn, it hurts. I'm starting to bleed, exclaimed the second. Well, don't touch anything. Go forward in groups. According to the copy manual, this copy contains a lot of valuable materials and treasures. Be careful, don't miss anything, Tracy instructed. They were near a rock into which lava was flowing. Every 5 seconds, only one drop of blood is shed. Behind this fabric, wet from magma, there is a cave. There must be treasure hidden inside. Everything is different here. It was terribly hot outside, but very cold in here. A group of players looked around while in the cave. This cave is gloomy, but I am the head of the guild and should not lose face. I need to go in the front row. No one should understand that I'm scared, Tracy thought, and collected her thoughts. The girl heard some noise. What are these sounds? She was terribly scared. Then she saw her brother. He was trying to break into something. Brother, what are you doing? Scared me. Tracy, don't be afraid. I'm here. He reassured her. I was scared of the sound you made. And so I'm not afraid of anything. Sorry, I thought there might be treasure in these tombs, he said. There is a point in this. Let's dig, suggested Tracy. I can't take it anymore. I'm so tired. Here you go. This sarcophagus cannot be destroyed. No matter what we do, it's useless. Tracy's team was exhausted. They could not find anything. In addition to this, there must be something else. Kate was also on the team. The touch screen has become more advanced. The girl tried to open the sarcophagus. Tracy's team stared at her. And what to do? Looks like you won't be able to get the treasure, Tracy asked her brother. We can only give up. Remember the location and wait until we gain strength before opening the coffin, answered the sister. Tracy, I found something. 3 stone altars, but they are made of the same material as the sarcophagi. I cannot destroy them. This jug is similar to those buried in our village. If you're lucky, there will be old wine inside that has been sealed by others for many years. If you're unlucky, there may be remains from your ancestors inside. There was a huge jug in front of the team, and it was sealed. Since we can't open them now, let's go out and spend time exploring other places, suggested Tracy. I don't want to come up with anything strange. If you don't want it, then I'll take it. Kate hid behind the sarcophagus. She already had a plan in her head. When she was left alone, she activated the artifact ring. Tracy and her team left the cave, but they immediately saw that they were not alone here. Great. We finally encountered other teams, brothers. Help us. Another guild ran to the entrance to the cave, and someone was chasing them. Tracy noticed that they had something in their hands. Tracy noticed that one of them had an egg in his hands. Do we have to deal with the first boss of this level? Damn. And why didn't you try to deal with it yourself? Just try to come closer, I'll kill you. Derek shouted when he saw that a fire-breathing monster was chasing a group of players with an egg. Quickly, we need to get into the cave. We can't handle this boss. Tracy's team turned back into the cave, and the second group with the egg ran after them. Oh, the dragon is stuck in the reception. We are safe. Barely breathing, said the leader of the second team. Tracy pointed her blade at him. Give me the dragon egg, the girl threatened. Wait, what else is this for? Even if I give it away, it's still useless, he told her. This dragon egg cannot be taken into personal spaces. Otherwise, we would not have to hold it and chase it all the way from the fire dragon. He laughed. Tracy plunged her blade into him. You're the one who got us into trouble. And now we have to kill people and move goods. Isn't it too much? She sat holding the egg in her hand and thought, the fire dragon is still outside. We will die when we get out. And the dragon egg is with us. Aren't these eggs useless? A bright yellow light appeared from the egg. Something started to hatch. The dragon egg will hatch soon. Yes, the time is right. Well, let me help you. Kate offered her help and activated the vice ring artifact. The egg finally cracked, and a small dragon hatched from it. Tracy was touched. Server announcement. Congratulations to player Tracy for acquiring his personal pet, Fire Dragon Baby. Pet? The girl asked, disappointed. Real lucky. Sister, let's look at the characteristics of your pet, Derek suggested. Level 0 Fire Dragon Baby. Fire Dragon. Lives in areas with high temperatures all year round. Has fire resistance. Strength 4. Agility 4, Endurance 4, Will 6. Pet skills are gained as you grow. Pets can be resurrected by purchasing pills from the mall after they die. Looks weak. Cultivation takes time. How troublesome, Tracy thought while looking at the dragon. Okay, you're so cute. We'll still have time to educate you, but murder and theft are more in my spirit. The girl hugged the dragon. Kate returned home, where Louis was already waiting for her. Kate, you're back. Secretly engaged in dismantling the pet for the players? Asked Louis. Yes. Isn't it the right time for the dragon egg to appear? By the way, I just used my combat artifact, she answered. Pets are in the state of a baby. After they hatch, they are just beginning to interact with the new world, not yet understanding anything. If it were a big dragon, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to capture it with the artifact, she said. Unfortunately, almost all the pets were imprinted. So, there were some difficulties. The fire dragon was supposed to be at the spirit beast level, but so far, it only has a mid-rank. When I found out that it was possible to have pets, I immediately set the cost for resurrection at 30 soul coins, a great way to make money. The guy smiled. Lewis, we have other problems. Initially, we wanted to revive Beiki using an army of players. But now conflicts between different player forces are becoming more and more frequent. For example, this time, the egg-grabbing incident will definitely increase the conflict between the guilds. Yes, I thought about that too. After all, the players are diverse, and it is impossible for them to completely unite. They need something to rely on. So I didn't sit idle while you were on the hellish path, and worked as a way for players to let off steam. My idea is very simple. It is to build a huge battlefield and 100 cities in space. All guilds with more than 500 members can register to participate in this competition for guild power. The mode is Capture the Flag! A flag will be placed in the center of each city, and any guild occupying the city can take this empty flag into the flag of their guild. This is a large-scale power competition that focuses on siege in the early stage and city defense in the later stage. It lasts half a day. After the time has passed, the top 100 guilds will be selected from the guild guarding the city and given awards. But Lewis, if you can transform yin energy and create a city, it is still very difficult and large scale. Yes, you're right. That's why the event is still in the preparation stage. There is one more news. We have finally accumulated 200,000 from my heart, so we can start building the spirit room. Great. Then the players will be able to get their goodies too. Server announcement, new professions, and research are open. The limit is 10 people. You can ask your mentor for details. Kate, there are many others in the spirit room. Why should I choose this one? Boy. Because he was Michael's courtier, she answered. Sun Shooter was once the #1 shooter under the throne of Prince Michael. His shooting skills are the best in Beiki country, and his strength has reached almost the Ghost King. However, in the battle to destroy the clan, it was ordered to attack Strelok and kill him. The death of the Solar Strelka greatly saddened Prince Michael. He was helpless. In the end, Prince Michael was able to place his soul in the spirit room, allowing future generations to worship his heroic spirit. The girl finished the story. Kate, the past is in the past. There is no need to grieve anymore. Let's start creating the future together, suggests Lewis. To use the greatest power inherited from the everyday shooter, the player must master the essence. The girl picked up a bow and arrow. However, since our online war is not just a game, but a very real world, archery is not something that everyone can master. We must first select the players who want this. She pulled the bowstring. I used the battle artifact to build a training field and start the trial, and then select the top 10 players worthy of inheriting the heroic spirit of the solar shooter, said Lewis. The number of applicants to participate was enormous. The players were interested in shooting with a bow. First round, 50 meters shooting. You just need to shoot a couple of arrows, it sounds easy. Derek prepared to shoot. He was in 3rd place. Second round of 100 meters shooting. Derek was in 2nd place. What? I came for fun. But I even hit the core. Wow, I didn't try very hard. So I'm a genius? Derek was delighted. He hit the target again and again. Crap, what is it? The arrows hit the target directly. Yes, I'm a damn genius. This is power. Derek came first. By the way, Lewis, I forgot to say, in order to make the players more adapted to the inheritance, they must pay you 200 soul coins to rebuild their bodies, Kate warned. Sun Archer is obsessed with archery and has trained diligently for decades. Until his old age, he never achieved great achievements in archery. In just 3 years, he became the #1 shooter in Beiki. Professional weapons, bow and arrows. Increases by 50%, you gain an additional passive bonus Hawkeye and an additional sun-breathing skill. Hawkeye. Visual abilities are developed, and the far and near focal lengths of the pupils can be adjusted independently. Each shot consumes 1 solar breath, and the skill consumes additional energy, restoring 1 point every 3 seconds. Fire 5 solar breath arrows at once to deal damage from a distance. Use the breath of the sun and glide quickly over a short distance. Can be used to evade attacks and to get closer to opponents. Combine the solar power of the whole body, construct arrows from energy, and deliver a fatal blow. Players liked simple techniques and cool abilities. But I just changed my specialty and gained 3 skills. Still gets a little excited when I think about it. Well, surprise the audience. Derek decided to try to shoot with a huge bow. The arrow flew past the target. Missed the target. 0 point. Backed down a little. He decided to try again. Stop pretending. It's time to take things seriously. He missed the target again. Crap. What is it? Again! Again, the arrow flew past the target. It can't be! Again! The guy didn't let up. The breath of the sun is passing by. Missed the target, 0 points. Arrow of destruction, 0 points. I realized a very serious problem. All the arrows are gone. The guy looked slightly upset. The chat was bursting with comments. Everyone who watched Derek's shooting was divided into pros and cons. Derek himself was furious that he couldn't hit the target. Wait, I will still be useful, he told himself. I was originally an assassin. It goes without saying that I don't know how to shoot a bow. I'll just go back to my old profession. His blade fell from his hand, and he was reminded that he had changed his profession to sun shooter, and his weapon bow and arrows, the blade, was no longer under his control. At this moment, I finally realized how good I am. It's not easy to cherish a career with a bright future. I came to take part in the archery test, Derek thought. Can I return to my previous profession? An explosion occurred in the Liuli area. General Chang was furious. Damn messenger, how dare you betray me? Made me humiliate myself before the Lord of the Sea. I'll smash him to pieces as soon as I catch him. Mr. Chan, at the moment there may be some difficulties in capturing the messenger. The Phantom Envoy of Souls addressed him. According to the latest news, the messenger hid in the rock of the Lord of Ghosts, dedicating all his yin spirits to him. He escaped, taking all your yin spirits, Mr. Chan. Not long ago, I personally promised the Sea Lord to pay 100,000 yin spirits. So what should I do now? Moreover, originally, I had to make a breakthrough through the realm of the Ghost King, and these spirits were the key to everything. So what can I count on now? General Chan was furious. On the one hand, there is the Lord of the Sea, and on the other, the Lord of the Rock of Ghosts, and they are both much stronger than me. Now you won't be able to break through. Mr. Chan, the Liuli area is sandwiched by the Sea Lord and the Rock Lord at Zarakov. It became unsafe here after the betrayal of the envoy. Why don't we change our camp? Shall we wait until you make a breakthrough before we make a detailed plan? I think the option is not bad, but what about the Liuli area? Don't worry. As soon as you make a breakthrough, we will be able to rule over all the lands of Prince Beitza. Well, I hope everything ends well, and we'll be back in 10 days. Oh, did you hear? Yesterday 2 guilds clashed in battle again! One of the fencers amazed with his strength. I would like to learn from him. Yeah, well, who even allowed the guardian angel people to seize the egg? What insidious people. 2 guys were talking while walking down the street. Fencer? Where? Tell. Some guy jumped up to them. Who are you? Some kind of cosplayer? Answer. Where did you meet the fencer? He grabbed one of the guys by the hand. There is an online war in the game, of course, the guy answered. Crazy, so sorry. Let's not attract his attention. But that guy had already run away. Lewis, what are you thinking? The guy looked at the figures on the table. To make the gameplay more intense, I developed several new mobs. For example, a group of chefs, and also an old man with a goatee, who will teach players to collect various herbs to prepare poisons. Lewis, you think through everything so carefully. After all, players are the key to fulfilling Lord Michael's last wish. We must try to attract as many new players as possible. Lewis received a call from John. Brother Lewis, the tournament for the best game of the month has just ended, where the online war took first place. Thank you very much for your support and assistance, Lewis answered. By the way, start thinking about soundtracks, John suggested. If you have any difficulties, you can always contact me. I know several celebrities who would not mind doing the design of the melody, said Louis. Kate, don't look at me like that. I don't know how to sing or write music, Lewis answered. It looks like we will have to hire special people, but it will cost us a lot, right? Asked the girl. Lewis, you can set up a fund on the forum to raise money for the design of the game's songs. I think some players will be happy to donate considerable sums to us. By the way, we can also develop a function for changing outfits. Then we will attract more players who are interested in fashion. Louis, look, the duel in the game looks a little strange. They both stared at the monitor. A 0-level player decided to challenge a level 26 berserker. Lewis became interested, and a level 26 player met on a mountain ridge. I challenge you. Friend, let's talk about this when you gain a little experience. Are you afraid? A true swordsman will never give up a fight. I don't think you should have talked to me like that. Let's fight! They started to fight. The level 0 player was superior in strength. Plus he was fast. How is it possible that he struck me a dozen blows in an instant, and I never touched him? Thought the level 26 player. If it weren't for the low level, advanced skills and equipment, I'm afraid I would already be dead. Is he really level 0? Initially, I planned to feel sorry for you and not use my skills, but now everything will be for real. The guy got angry. The guy summoned an oblique edge and attacked a player with a 0 level. Die! He shouted. Lewis. I made sure that the inheritance was kept in the spirit's room, but now there have been some fluctuations. The girl got nervous. His ball skills are too ordinary, one might even say unbearable. Doesn't look like a swordsman at all. A player with 0 level won the battle. District-wide announcement. Congratulations to player Fred for reaching the heart of the ball and obtaining the secret skill. 10 magic swords. 10 magic swords? Fred asked the mob. He didn't understand what this meant. Background of the skill. To avenge the murder of his father, the prince tried with all his might to master the sword, but time after time he lost and returned again. The enemy's fencing has become stronger and stronger, and his fencing progress cannot keep up with the horn's progress. Kate, what the hell is going on? Kate and Lewis watched a mob explain skills to Fred. Since this player has already inherited the heroic spirit, we can use the connection between the surgical spirit and the battle artifact to see what is happening. Kate and Lewis moved to the border of the Dragon Kingdom, the top of Mount Fuhu. Then, in a duel with your father, I accidentally killed him. It was my fault. Therefore, I understand your desire for revenge, but your talent with the ball is still poor compared to mine. You are still not my opponent. To take revenge, I practiced fencing diligently, even abandoned my wife and daughter just because of my excessive passion for fencing, Fred thought, blood dripping from his hands. No, I will never put up with this. Let's. Fred wanted revenge. Fred attacked again and again, but mostly missed. Fred, your ball control is unstable. If you continue to fight, you will lose your way in mastering swordsmanship. Fred lost over and over again. He was thrown back, he fell and even was wounded. He still did not give up. Although you are blinded by the sword, but now you have already fallen into madness, there is still time to come to your senses. Drop the sword. Fred's sword broke off and fell to the side. The guy himself also fell, and blood was still flowing from his hand. He was defeated. It turns out that he had a similar past with the heroic spirit. No wonder he was chosen. But he is just a 0-level player without any special skills. How was he able to kill a level 26 berserker player there? Asked Louis.